And hello, I suppose we should be live. Hopefully the audio's going out, right? According to my equipment, the audio's going out. And most importantly, according to my ears, a train is coming. So it's Sunday. I wasn't here last week because I was at Lodi.
How was that?
That was fun.
Good, good.
And it's 4th of July this week, so Felicia's not here. You're not Felicia, right?
Last I checked, I'm not Felicia.
Okay, that's probably good, because I don't remember Felicia having that much facial hair.
No,
Yeah, no.
We're about the same size, though.
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
Yeah, she fits in the Gundam.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we have video proof of that.
We have video proof of that, exactly. And she also fits in the Dragon Ball Z armor. Oh!
Yes. Train!
Train! And it's Amtrak! That's awesome. It's so hard to catch Amtrak because they go by so quickly. There it goes. There it goes.
And it's gone.
And there it goes. Bye-bye, Amtrak.
Bye.
Cool. Yeah. Happy about that.
Thanks for installing vidIQ.
Whoa.
Oh, hey. Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I got
Okay.
plugins. He's trying to log into, what's that thing we called? Oh, Discord. The stuff all you guys are on. Yeah. My brain's working today.
Well,
How
I'm
are
on
you?
Discord.
Oh, okay.
Discord's there. I'm just
Oh,
trying
you're
to
trying
get
to get
onto the YouTube.
So
that.
you can see YouTube.
Yeah,
comments.
so that I don't have to look over there and say, oh, hey, somebody's saying something about Odin.
Could you get out of my space? Hi, it's 4th of July, which is generally a really fun time for the majority of us here in the United States. Not only because we get to blow each other up and pretend like, you know, everything's a war zone, because that seems to make Americans really happy. But it's barbecues and getting to run around in parks. And we're here talking to you because that's what geeks like us like to do. Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, blowing
Yeah.
stuff up is fun, but, you know, it's kind of hard to get the really good stuff in California. Anyway... got a few stories because I did a couple of different things this past week. Joe has got some information and possible stories about the new Gundam show that's on Netflix.
Oh, right.
But first, who's here?
Let's see.
Jonathan Wiesner. Okay, is first still a thing? Sure, John, you're first. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. And that's the no, it's not the whole show. I always want to do that. Jerry Props, hello! Hello, Jerry. We missed you at the Among Us game, but thank you for popping in at the very last minute and saying hi. That was cool. The Trash Panda says, let's go! Poor Trash Panda, he's up way early. Aria51, hello! Hello! Jonathan Wiesner decided to keep his mouth shut, and it just says message retracted. And Jerry Prop says, have you got another Irish package, Odin? I have another Irish package? I haven't been to...
Yeah, you haven't gotten the P.O. box in a while.
I haven't been
At
to
least
the
a
P.O.
week.
box in at least a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's only been a week. Because I got contract work this last week and worked a couple of
Right.
extra days, which then knocked me on my butt for a third day. So I haven't been able to get to the post office while it was open. I will definitely check because that's kind of exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Irish stuff.
Irish stuff is cool. I've still got plenty of Irish pencils. You know, those blue pencils are Irish pencils?
Are they really?
Yeah, that is an Irish pencil. And that's an Irish pencil sharpener, which sharpens actually better. It's better and different than the American sharpener. So why is there a difference? Who really knows, or what am I trying to say? Oh,
Ooh,
there we go.
so that's neat.
So, sorry, I'm not zoomed in. See, it says I'm not recording it, so I can go and click that, right? Click. There it goes.
Oh, there we are.
So the difference between the American sharpener and the Irish sharpener being the blue one and the American being this lovely orange one, is the rake of the blade. This one's got a curved blade. Do I have a pencil that's been sharpened with it? Where's my Bob pencil? So that ends up giving me this type of a fairly blunt, but it does pretty good at preserving the lead from breaking. However, the Irish pencil is on a very straight curve, and if you bring that one up, well, you don't have to sharpen it, just show how the point looks. You get a much straighter, much more of a fine point like you would expect to see with a pencil. And both these sharpeners can also do a regular pencil, not just carpenter pencils.
Yeah.
It's my Bob pencil from KVIE.
Ooh.
So, Thank you very much for the for those Irish goodies. He also gave me a whole box of cat toys.
Yeah, cat toys.
And the Chang's Grocery from Perfection, Nevada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Good times. Good times. I'm gonna see if I can get onto the live stream here. How do you?
From there, you probably just go to content, and then there's tabs across the top. One of them says live, and then you should be able to just click and
go into details.
No,
or just click on it.
Click on it, and it'll do this, and click here, and that should bring it up, and hopefully your audio's off, and one of those should bring it up, or the URL. Wouldn't be Odin Makes if we weren't trying to set things up. There we are, and audio's going.
Yeah,
perfect.
Let's totally get like.
Let's get recursive audio going. It'll just be this mind-numbing descent into the well of madness, or not.
All right,
you might be able to pop out chat and see it full screen.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Aria51 says, "Love you, man. How did you decide 1800 for the timekeeper pruner wand?"
Wait, what?
What do you mean? How did I decide 1800? Seemed like a great date. Did the bidding go up?
The bidding might have gone up. Yeah, that was not us. The original bid.
The original starting bid was
$502, I think it was.
Right.
$501.
Which was a formula based off of time and cost, and right. Ellis had a big hand. Whatever, great. So that's what it was.
So I guess I'm going on to eBay.
Let's go on to eBay and see, has this changed? So now, while we quickly look that up, Detlef P says, good evening. And J period is good morning. Good morning, Jay. Your Mandalorian photos look phenomenal.
No, it's still at 1675.
Okay. Yeah. So how did they decide on 1800? Why not? Yep. Am I answering the right question with 1800? So, I think Jay's been posting it to everyone else who in Patreon to be able to see some of the photos that he and Cara have been taking of Jay in his full Mandalorian costume. But looks fantastic. The photos are great. So good job. Like it a lot. And for those of you who are listening to this in the future and can't see the pictures that I'm talking about, go look up J period on Instagram and you'll find his photos. Or better yet, join Odin Makes on Patreon and get to be part of the Discord, and you'll be part of all the extracurricular fun that runs around and happens at odd hours and weird times. That is the Odin Makes Discord, and there's a little bit of extra time. I'm speaking to the people in the future, by the way. My
the patrons already know this.
Yeah, patrons know this.
Yeah.
But, you do get some extra streaming content, and we have a very short-term goal to get the weekly videos done 24 hours in advance, so you guys can have a full 24 hours to be able to comment first on the weekly videos. We may not make that this week, but that is absolutely a goal. Thankfully, Ellis and Joe and everyone else who's helping me to run this crazy project is really putting in some extra effort and time, and so thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
thank
you. Ellis definitely puts in a lot.
Puts in a lot. There is a website brewing. So there's, I don't know if we talked about that before, but there is one percolating. It is kind of happening. So that's something to watch for. When is it going to come out? Should have already. So as soon as it's ready.
That's Ellis's project. So
that's totally
as soon as Ellis is able to do it, Ellis already has a lot on their plate anyway. Right. So I mean, yeah.
So that's fine. No pressure. I'm just really happy something is happening. So that'll have all sorts of other things that'll happen with it. It'll come out kind of bare bones and working, and there's ideas that I want to try and get in there, but that depends on our ability to code.
We're on camera 2?
No, we're on camera 1.
Oh, we are on camera 1. What does the green mean?
What does the green mean? The green means that's the one that's on going to preview. So that's the green button, right? So there goes the green camera 3, green to camera 4, and then I can cut to camera 4. And look, it's outside without a train.
I'm learning stuff on stream. This is.
And then you got the picture-in-picture thing, so we can comment about. Oh, look at all the lovely white Cuisinart Hut tent things that Sacramento RT uses to repair their light rail train systems. So even though there is no train in this train cam, there is a light rail building in this train cam. Whatever.
Awesome. Good times.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I learned something about the live stream setup.
Yep.
So
There you go.
good stuff.
Yeah, there was a update they did with this Black Magic where originally switching it the way I do, you just hard crashed between each one. Right, you want to go to the next one, you just went to the next one. You didn't have the ability to preview and program.
Okay, gotcha.
Now it previews and programs. So
Okay.
So the picture on the left is preview. Jay Perry says thank you. Absolutely. And Trash Panda says new website equals eventually. Yes, that is absolutely the right answer. Which, by the way, I know she's not here, and I don't want to be giving away her secrets. That's actually a quote from something, and it was something that she really found amusing from some point in the past. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you guys can figure it out, I don't know. I'll give you a huge shout out. What do I do if they can figure it out? We'll figure out something.
Yeah, huge shout out's good.
And Detlef P says, by the way, happy 4th of July. Thank you.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Oh, no, I don't think she does anything with, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's evening for Detlef. I'm pretty sure that she doesn't really care.
Yeah.
But, she might care. That's the wrong way to put it. But yeah.
Yeah.
She's not barbecuing hot dogs and pulling up the neighbors. I mean, come on. We're in a country where we can walk into effectively a supermarket and buy a shotgun. So, of course, we're going to celebrate by blowing up the neighbors, right?
Right. We're in a country where gender reveal, if it doesn't cause a massive wildfire, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. How are you going to know what gender your baby is if you don't burn down 10,000 acres of Bureau of Land Management forest?
Right.
Right. Slackers. Welcome to America, the charred crater. Anyway.
That's going to be the next couple of months for us.
It is going to be. Yes, we are now entering the fire season. So, okay, there was a short time that by the way, Jerry Riggs saying not having turkey and all the fixins, that's more of a Thanksgiving thing when we celebrate us stealing the country from the Native Americans.
Right, and Christmas, sometimes turkey is a Christmas thing.
Sometimes
too.
a Christmas, yeah. Sometimes Christmas is a but no, 4th of July, since it's a summer holiday, that's pretty much barbecue.
It's all burgers, hot dogs, and French fries.
Yeah, steaks sometimes, but mostly it's burgers and hot dogs because it's all the simple and easy stuff to do.
Yeah.
And beer. Truckloads of beer.
Yes.
Because nothing goes better with explosives than beer, apparently.
Being inebriated with explosives.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. So, yeah.
We're looking real good to the rest of the world right now.
I have no problems making fun of America at all.
You know who
Am I happy to live here? Yeah, I'm totally happy to live here. It's not like I want to get out of the country. It's not like I'm ashamed to live here. But I have no problems pointing out all the stereotypical stuff that is funny and stupid.
Have you ever seen the Gundam Maxter?
No, I've not seen the
All
Gundam Max.
So Gundam Maxter is the American Gundam.
It only took us 10 minutes? 15 minutes to get to Gundam. Cool.
Well, we have Gundam right now. So
Right.
Anyway, Gundam Maxter is the quintessential, American, mascot.
Okay.
It is a Gundam that has a football helmet.
Oh.
It has shoulder pads, which become boxing gloves.
Okay.
And it travels on a surfboard. And its pilot is named Chibbity Crockett. Chibbity Crockett. Yes, Chibbity Crockett.
Okay, because that's really close to Jiminy Cricket, but okay, that's amazing, and that makes sense because the Holland Gundam's a windmill, right?
It is, yes. Neo Holland is a windmill. It's another Gundam.
And more than once he's talked to me about the Mexico Gundam.
Oh yes, Tequila Gundam, which was renamed Gundam Spike. For the American audiences, because apparently, we love our alcohol so much that we can't expose our children to alcohol. I don't get it. Whatever.
I don't know, but it's more just horrible stereotypes because this is a Gundam with a sombrero and a poncho, right?
Oh, and its shoulder pad is a cactus.
It's a cactus.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually had a commission last year for a Tequila Gundam face mask cover. Yeah,
with a chili pepper for the.
Yeah, it's got like a chili pepper for its chin.
All right,
it's got a mustache and.
Text me a picture and we'll throw that up of that mask, because last year Gundam did take a few commissions. Joe's Gundam, by the way. Joe did take a few Gundam commissions to build face masks for COVID masks, and he did like 3 or 4, I think. It was Optimus Prime and a few Gundam ones, and yeah, the Tequila one was actually really cool. Who was it? Somebody just posted. Was it Trash Panda? Somebody just posted in the regular Patreon, because I did a work in progress of the upcoming Zord, right? The thing we're doing for Tuesday. And the comment was, "This looks awesome. Please, please, please let Joe paint it, because his artistic touch adds so much to the prop," which is such a nice way of saying that, Odin, you suck at paint. No, that's not at all what they said. But I have no problems letting Joe paint, that's for sure.
I do enjoy to paint.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I do it because I need to, and I don't mind some of the weathering, kind of, but overall, I don't think I enjoy it nearly as much as you do.
You don't like putting down layers and layers and layers of the same color over and over and over again?
I've done that to a 200-foot hallway that took 3 coats of paint to cover the gray that it was. No, I'm done. The Trash Panda. Celebrate the liberty of your nation by blowing up a small part of it. America! Yeah. You get it.
Absolutely.
From another country that enjoys its fire season. Do you guys still have a fire season, or was that just like a hopefully it's just a once thing. I'm not trying to tell you guys to make, the whole, which was it, the eastern or the western coast burning being an annual event, because that's not really, that's not necessary. We're doing that, but we're America, so you guys don't need to do that. But I was going to talk about how briefly I was living in the Midwest. I was in St. Louis for just a few months, not terribly long. I went out there for a job, and then things kind of fell apart, and I came back to California. It was a lot of fun talking to the people out there because of how terrified they were of earthquakes. And it kind of made sense to me a little bit. So I grew up with earthquakes, right? I'm decades old, and I've been in 4, basically, maybe, probably less. I felt more because they're further away, but actually being where the building is shaking, Hollywood style, even then it's never that drastic, like 3 or 4. No, it's probably it would just be 2 or 3. But anyway, to them, because it just suddenly happens and there's no warning, you can't see it coming, it's terrifying.
Oh, I bet.
Which is weird to me, because the whole idea of tornadoes, which you can see coming, but there's a frickin' tornado season.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
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 Nope. That's way more terrifying to me. And when I was visiting Dallas,
I would rather have the earth shake.
Right. But and then when I was visiting Dallas, we were trying to run over to different places that sold LEDs, but we couldn't shop that particular day because they were trying to put the power poles back up because a tornado had touched down and ripped up the neighborhood. But of course, it's just, I guess, that localized area that got destroyed, not everything, which in Hollywood is what happens with an earthquake. When in reality, mostly glass falls over and you sweep it up. But
the way I think about natural disasters is that
it's a great place to hide Loki.
I think a lot about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
You've got the 4 bending types, right?
Right.
Air, fire,
22
water,
degrees,
earth.
45 degrees.
Right. Like, I would not be an airbender. I do not like the wind.
Okay.
Whatsoever. I would probably be an earthbender, even though I like to burn stuff. But I'd probably be. I am least afraid of the earth.
Okay.
Than I am of the air, which I am terrified of, and then fire and water are somewhere in between.
Okay.
Yeah. Burning to death doesn't sound good.
No, burning to death doesn't sound good.
But at least I can feel it and see it and run away from it.
Pretty much. And after just a couple of minutes, it's more of just a warm feeling, once you're not nervous anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the air, like, literally just, like, I don't know, can sweep you off your feet and rip you limb from limb. I don't like it. Yeah. Nope.
All right. Hey, if you have bending abilities out of the Avatar list, is there one that you guys would prefer? So, yeah. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of water, but Earth does seem far more practical.
Yeah, I like Earth.
Yeah.
And actually, Earth, I think, would be really your style because of how brute force it is.
Okay. Yeah.
In order, have you ever seen Avatar?
A little.
Okay. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know.
I hear it's very good, and I believe it is.
The bending style is very impact oriented.
Oh, okay.
So I think that works out pretty well.
That works for me.
Very brute force.
Very brute force. Okay,
yeah.
that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. To be honest, in My Hero Academia, one of the professors, which is a teacher's professor, he's kind of a concrete bender.
Oh, cool.
And that's what he can do. And he's got a big square kind of like blockhead.
And that's a show I've never seen.
Actually I enjoy that show a lot.
Yeah, I hear really good things about it.
I've only seen like the first 2.5 seasons. I'm way behind on it, but
aren't there like 5 or something?
yeah, there's like 5 now.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to do like a little binge party or something.
I'm okay with
watching.
that. Like the first 2 seasons are pretty short, so it's not that. But
okay.
Totally.
Cool.
Anyway,
good times.
yeah, it is a good show. Detlef P says, I've been to my family in Houston a few times on 4th of July. Party time! Oh, nice. Detlef, I thought you were Europe. Maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't mean that you don't have family in Houston. I mean, that's people all over the place. Trash Panda lets me know that Australia's fire season is basically all year round. Right. Ours this summer and
a little bit of spring and fall too. Like in the fall.
That's true.
Like these past 5 years, it's been
fall's been really bad, but
awful.
this spring has been really hot.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Odin Makes, where we talk about the weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it occurred to me, having talked to the people about tornado season, that it was weird that we now have a fire season.
Yeah. No, it's awful. Absolutely awful.
Aria 51, Aria? A-I-R-A. No, that's Ira.
Right?
Ira 51 says, I'll take an earthquake over a hurricane or tornado any day because you can build a building to withstand an earthquake, and it's much harder to do for a hurricane and a tornado. Yep, pretty much.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Ira also asked, is Joe standing on something?
Yeah, the ground.
I'm staying on this.
It's a box! It's not even an official Apple box. It is a custom-made box that my friend Neil got a hold of. I don't remember how long ago. So it's like, for those of you who are no film tools, you have Adam Savage just built some on his channel, right? You have Apple boxes, which comes in a full size, half size, and quarter size. This is about a 2/3 size Apple box. It's a weird size Apple box.
And really, Felicia's been using it as
yeah, constantly.
Yeah, their soapbox.
As their yes. Yeah, exactly. Their soapbox.
Since we're pretty much the same size,
it
might
works
as well.
Yeah.
Besides, I think I'm a little bit taller than you on camera. Here we go. Now who's in charge?
Welcome to Joe Makes. Lord Grell says, it's rum bending for me. And that's why all the rum's gone. Mm-hmm. Detlef P says, yes, I am German, but married to a Texan. If that's right said. That seems said right.
Yep.
It's an alt version of Area 51. Oh, okay. Also, this is Joker's Wild. Oh, really? Well, hello, Joker's Wild. That makes sense. It's a variation on Area 51. Okay. And oddly enough, with the spelling of the name, I had assumed female. Not that matters, but that was just the first thing came to mind. As a Green Arrow cosplayer, I bet you're a sexy female. Because he sports the goatee all the time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But hello, nice to have you here today. So, all of a sudden they come crashing with what's next?
What's next?
What's next?
I don't know. Are we gonna right? I know.
Hey,
I was asking about the
snack?
cookies. Yeah, let's have a snack.
I got a snack. And let's the nice page. I keep looking at the clock. The battery just died. It's not moving anymore.
It's That's 11:42.
Okay, it's done. It's stuck at 11:19.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
The second thing is just like,
oh, I'm done.
Trying.
So not only did the mouse battery die today, but the clock battery died. So happy 4th. So what I have is something that I'm trying to remember how Felicia got a hold of this somehow, and basically, it's alligator jerky, and she was laughing, saying, "Hey, do you want to have some kaiju jerky?" So it's been hanging on the back wall for a couple of months because it's jerky. So Joe, you want to have some kaiju jerky?
yeah, I've never had alligator
Neither
before,
have
so yeah, sounds delicious. It's Cajun flavored.
Which is a plus.
Yeah.
It makes sense because it came from Louisiana. No, it's not actually like leather. It's not crazy tough because we went up to visit some friends in Reno a couple of weeks ago, and I grabbed some local beef jerky on the way up there, and it was really hard to chew. It was very, very dry. Smells like jerky.
Yeah.
I now have the powers of a kaiju. No, I don't. But you are what you eat,
It's
right?
got a good flavor.
Actually, it's got a great flavor.
Yeah. Now this is made with alligator meat and beef.
And beef. Yeah,
Right.
so it's a beefy alligator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really just kind of tastes like a Slim Jim.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It tastes a lot like a Slim Jim.
Which, I like Slim Jim, so.
So, just a couple weeks ago, from California, went to Reno, visited friends, and on the way back from Reno, a traditional thing for those of us who like to blow shit up is to buy illegal fireworks because most of the fireworks are not illegal in Reno. I got too much kaiju in my mouth. So, we stopped at Home Depot. I didn't buy illegal fireworks. I bought all the chemicals that I'm not allowed to buy in California due to Proposition 65. So, what did I get?
Stuff that'll give you cancer. That's what you got. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had the wrong one. Not prepared, taking too long.
There it is. Yeah.
All right. So I bought a can of naphtha because haven't been able to buy this in California in a very long time.
Right.
They actually just outlawed ethanol. I'm not sure why, but you're not allowed to buy camping fuel anymore.
Don't understand that whatsoever.
No, they cited EPA, air quality stuff. I think there's something a little more underhanded going on.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen xylene in longer than haven't seen naphtha. These two are primary ingredients in Plastidip and contact cement, which makes me worried about those particular chemicals.
Right.
But
It's a good thing we've got good ventilation in here. So, yeah.
so I didn't buy fireworks. I bought chemicals I can't buy here. Now, it's not illegal for me to have these chemicals the way the laws are written. It is illegal to sell these chemicals here. So it's not like I'm a criminal for having them.
Hey, you want to buy some?
Now you're a
Naphtha?
criminal. Oh, just some naphtha shots?
They'll clean you out.
It will do something. Well, it's got a pretty good aftertaste, Bert.
Yeah, it does.
The spice
I like
kind
it.
of
Yeah.
creeps up on you a little bit. More train!
So, Jerry says that they've eaten gator steak before. Very strange meat.
Okay. Well, as jerky, it doesn't seem like it's any big deal. It's just
Right.
jerky.
Nothing-
It's a chewy jerky. It's not, it's good. Mm-hmm. And I like the spice, but yeah. Now other animals I have eaten, I've had bear, I've had elk, and I've had smoked cougar.
Oh, wow.
Right.
How interesting.
It was
Wow.
very, very pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've eaten cat, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've eaten bear and cat.
Bear and cat.
Next up, dog.
That's not high on my list.
No.
No. I've also eaten cuttlefish.
Oh,
And I actually feel really guilty about that.
okay.
Because cuttlefish are dang smart. and are pretty much able to communicate with each other. And then ultimately it was fresh cuttlefish right out of the Mediterranean when I was there.
Oh wow!
So like, all right, it was tough.
Was this when you were in Crete?
This is when I was in Crete.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I still have a tinge of what's the word? Regret. Yeah. So it's like, all right, I might need it, and I don't want to eat octopus anymore for the same reason.
Okay.
Pretty much. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to get that anymore.
Okay.
No. Squid, they're chickens. I have no problem with squid.
Calamari.
Yeah, calamari.
I like calamari.
Yeah.
Calamari's good.
So yeah.
Deep fried.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a huge seafood eater. Like, I like sushi.
Right.
But I'm not, like, I'll eat shrimp
Right.
and lobster and crab. But it's not like my, oh yeah, I want to go eat some crawdads or oysters or like.
Oh, oysters are, yeah.
Yeah. My stepmom really likes oysters.
That's a texture thing. I don't care for oysters.
Like, she'll eat them by the bucket.
Right.
Raw.
That's the way you eat oysters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't really find those here in California.
No.
But back east, on the Cape.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And same thing in Louisiana, because we went to the Abita Brewery and had lunch there, and the people was like, "Oh, let's get an oyster platter," and I ate a couple and went, "Wow, it's like sucking down a giant loogie."
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Don't care for that texture.
Yeah, not just the texture, but also the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. I got over eating boogers when I was like 5. So
Yeah.
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 Trash Panda says crocodile is good.
Okay.
Strict David, ever have rabbit? Yes, we've cooked rabbit for Easter,
Yes, we have.
and that was good. Gator jerky sounds awesome. Actually, it is.
It's pretty good.
This is Buffalo Bob's. Is there a BuffaloBobSnacks.com? Visit BuffaloBobSnacks.com for all of your kaiju jerky needs mixed with EVA foam dust and stuff. Lord Grail lets us know that octopus will inherit the earth. Mark my words. Yep.
That's fine.
Trash Panda lets us know that Australian native fauna makes for the best barbecue meats. All right.
All right.
Area 51 did fondue that had alligator, ostrich, deer, kangaroo, and don't remember what else. All right. Long pork?
Koala?
Hey, Detlef P has a question for Joe.
Oh, what's the question?
Good. I want to paint a chrome effect.
Okay.
So what does Joe think about all-clad paints? And after that, there's a clear coat that goes over it, right?
I am a big fan. Yes. So I love all-clad chrome. There's a couple of other chrome paints that you can use that are comparable, or I think some of them might even be slightly better. But all-clad 2 chrome is really, really good. It's what we used for the Mandalorian helmet. Granted, this was done on with gloss plastidip, but it wasn't. We didn't get it super glossy. So it's and it's gotten a little dusty, so it's a little.
You're on that camera.
It's a little bit, dull, but I really like it. The smoother and glossier your undercoat, which should be gloss black, the more brilliant you're going to be able to get that specularity with the metallic paint. So, but yeah.
So, aside from having a gloss black undercoat, which All-Clad also supplies.
Yes, yeah, they have their own gloss coat black, which you can go with theirs, or you can go with any gloss enamel, and you want to spray it, and you want it to be clean.
Right.
Because any sort of imperfection, thumb prints, dust, hairs, whatever, like, you don't really see those too much when you have a matte
not
painted piece, but as soon as you do that with, like, have those imperfections with a metallic, like chrome, you're gonna see it every time. So that's my recommendation, is to spray in a very, very low dust circulated room. That's why we've got that room that we're hopefully going to finish this year.
Hopefully. Actually, I just saw pictures. We started that June 24th last year.
Yep,
but
it's been over a year. Yeah.
So you're talking about spraying. How do you apply All-Clad?
All-Clad is applied via airbrush. So if you are going to be using this product, you definitely need an airbrush and some practice with it, because you can't just spray it wantonly and then get a good effect. You need to have pretty good base coat, which requires a nice, good gloss base coat. Is going to take time to figure out how to do. And that's going to be based off of your PSI, your...
and PSI is how much air is being ran through the airbrush at once,
yeah,
right?
pounds per square inch.
Right, okay.
And how far away you're spraying it, what your control is on the actual trigger, how much paint flow and air you're letting through. So there's a lot of things that go into airbrushing, which can seem really super daunting.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the important thing is that the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you figure out, like, oh, okay, I've been spraying it a little bit too far. I need to go a little bit closer, or oh, I've got the PSI a little bit too high, or I've thinned my paints too little, or so on and so forth.
Or I shook my paints.
Right, or I shook my paints when it comes to acrylics.
Which makes them foam up, and then you're sucking air into your airbrush, and it doesn't spray right.
Not only that, but what I found with shaking up the acrylics when you've mixed them with, let's say, Windex.
Oh, the heavy particulates.
The heavy particulates get in there and they clog up the needle, and
because most of the
it sucks.
Most of the little bins you put your paint in for an airbrush sucks up from the bottom.
Right. Well, there are those which gravity feed.
Yeah, gravity
what
feed.
You got, and then I think even with side and siphon.
I've had a siphon once, because the Badger 150 is a siphon. It hangs off the bottom, but it still has a little tube that goes to the bottom, because
that's what
as the fluid runs out.
Yep. Absolutely.
So by shaking it, and you get the heavy particulates in the bottom, because you've got all the foamed up stuff at the top.
Some people actually strain their paint, so that
just put it under heavy load and make it work real hard.
But I mean, yeah. Yes, absolutely. If it works really hard, then it won't clog up your airbrush.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. If you strain it, then you can catch those heavy particulates.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So with the airbrush that I want to get, which is a very, very fine detail airbrush, I'll probably have to do that.
Right.
And not spray acrylics through it at all. And
so the more I've listened to him talk about working with an airbrush, because I've had a couple through my time, mostly the Badger 150s, because you can abuse the snot out of those guys. I've almost always exclusively used acrylics, or worse, like rubber cement paints and things. And that makes sense why I don't like airbrushing, because it's not consistent and it's a pain in the ass. And
one of the things I really like about All-Clad's paints is that they're pre-thinned.
Okay.
So
cool.
A lot of lacquers aren't. I don't think Mr. Hobby lacquers are thinned. I know Tamiya isn't thin. They're kind of a weird hybrid between acrylic and black. Yeah, they're strange.
Tamiya paints are cool though.
Yeah.
They're nice and thin. Compared to acrylics.
Like Platifex, which is thick.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking about the old the Citadel paints are really weird because they're super thin. But what was the other paint? There was a Dragon Scale paint that was more local, that wasn't a huge line.
Vallejo?
Vallejo's not bad, but
yeah, Vallejo actually makes their own airbrush pre-thin paint as well. Otherwise, it's pretty thick. You'd have to thin it.
Because I'm also thinking in terms of painting miniatures.
Right. Yeah. Which you still want to thin your paints when you're hand brushing.
Yeah.
I don't do it as much as I should.
Because it just builds up.
Yeah, it does. You avoid a lot of strokes, like marks, like brush marks, when you thin out your paints. And you can also apply what's called a retarder, which is going to slow the drying. It basically makes the paint self-level to a degree.
Right.
So that's going to eliminate brush strokes as well. So,
cool.
But so in summary, all clad is awesome. You have to airbrush it and practice. If you're going to practice, I recommend if you're going to be doing it on foam, just get scrap foam, prime it like Plastidip or whatever, glossifier, do whatever you need to do in order to get it that nice shiny black, and then practice on scrap. For Gunpla, use spoons, plastic spoons.
Yep.
Very popular way to do. Yeah.
Because you get the nice curves and you can see the specular highlights and you can tell if it's thinned or not.
Yeah, you can tell exactly what you did wrong with the technique, whether it's the paint choice was wrong, it wasn't thinned correctly, whether you were too close, too far. You can really do some good testing before you apply it to something that you love, and you screw it up.
And you're worried about.
Yeah. We're about to switch over.
We're about to switch over, but just before we do, I appreciate all the airbrush talk, and Area 51 actually has another airbrush question.
Oh yeah, what's it?
That you've got some horrible experience with. No, not horrible. Can you use Plat FX with a thinner in an airbrush? And if so, what thinner would you recommend? And it's not just thinner, it's PSI.
Right. So Plaid FX actually officially recommends that you thin their paint, not with water.
Nope.
Or alcohol, or any sort of like solvent.
That you would expect.
Right. Windex.
Window cleaner.
So go at first probably a 50-50 mix. So 1 part paint, 1 part window cleaner, right? The important part with mixing these paints, stir it.
Yeah.
Don't shake it. Don't try and mix it that way. Just stir it and just take your time. Make sure that it's nice and mixed together, and then put it into your airbrush and start spraying it. And your PSI should, in my opinion, be between probably 20 to 30 PSI.
Yeah.
You'll have to fiddle with that to get it to work for you, because. So you can make recommendations on PSI, but all airbrushes are constructed differently, and no two airbrushes models are going to spray the same, and a lot of that has to do with the needle, the nozzle, all that stuff. Anyway,
I brought this out because.
Why'd you bring this one out?
You airbrushed it with Plat FX.
I did, and this was done with Plastidip Black.
Right, gloss Plastidip Black.
Right. I don't think we glossed it. I think we just went straight.
Oh, I guess
just straight satin finish on the Plastidip. And then, sorry, you guys might see me just rubbing my nose and whatever. Allergies are killing me this morning because I was working in the yard. So what I did with this is just straight Plastidip, and then I used the Plat FX chainmail.
Chainmail is the darker silver. Yeah.
Right, and I pre-shaded this with the chainmail. So all of the shading that you might see on this particular piece was done pre-shaded. So I sprayed the highlights and left the black on all of the places that I didn't want it. So, what are you looking for? Oh.
I was in the right spot, but I'm too far away.
Are you going to light it up?
Yeah.
Got it.
Of course, I'll put it on crooked, because that's what they do. So just as a comparison, the all clad on foam, you get some really good specular highlights. Now this is also a dome, right, as opposed to something that's got texture. Mm-hmm. But you can see with the Plat FX, you don't quite get the high points of light and shine that you still get good highlights with it, but it's not the same. Like I want to tilt it as if the lights are going to change in the room when I do that.
Also, something that you can't see on screen, but if you see it in person and you look up close, you can actually see the flakes of metallic paint.
Yes.
Like the little kind of sparkles that are in the chainmail, but you don't see that in the all-clad.
No.
Because the all-clad is very, very...
very, very fine.
Fine.
Whatever the particulates are, whatever aluminum powder or
Right.
whatever it is, it's super fine with the all-clad.
Right, exactly. Not so much with the acrylic Plat Effects paint. But you can get a really good metal look with Plat Effects. It's just not going to be the level of, like, you're never going to get chrome out of it.
Right.
And trying to spray Plat Effects on a gloss,
right.
It's like impossible.
Because it runs.
It runs, yeah. You're gonna have a hard time. I mean, you can probably get it to happen, but you have to be super careful and just dust it multiple times. Just keep on dusting it until you've got a decent layer of
grippage.
And then you can maybe go to town on it with a nice little thick, but then you have to gloss coat over it too.
And at that point, you've almost ruined the gloss undercoat. It seems like that's what I'm hearing.
Maybe
it seems like you would.
So you're not actually affecting the gloss undercoat too much in terms of topology.
Yeah. Okay.
So all you're doing is just kind of peppering it a little bit, but then you're adding a different finish over it. So you've still got this super smooth undercoat of gloss, but then you've got this satin finish over it because that's what Plat Effects is. It's a satin finish.
Right.
So you have to go on top of it with something else, which honestly, we don't always do this on the show because we're usually on a time frame.
Yep.
Top coat your stuff.
Top coat your stuff.
Yeah. Because top coating it, you're able to bring back the gloss or change it completely to a matte finish or whatever you desire.
So noon came and went during our airbrushing discussion with Area 51 and Detlef, and we're now public. So anybody who has happened to join in the last few minutes and you feel like you stumbled into the middle of something, well, you kind of did. Because Odin Makes live stream, the first hour or so of it, 45 minutes is usually what we've been making this past few weeks, is for the Patreon members only and Discord members only. And then at noon, we switch over to be live, and now we're going to be public live with everybody until about 2 o'clock our time.
Right.
So hello, and if you just popped in, awesome! Thank you for joining us. It is 4th of July here in the United States, as it is in most everywhere else in the world, except for Trash Panda. He's in 5th of July now. So it is a holiday for the U.S., and that means Felicia is off doing barbecue things and fireworks things with her family and Toby and Bruno, and hopefully having a good time. So Joe agreed to come in and do the live stream with me, which I really appreciate. I like having someone else to talk to here.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lego works for me because I've got something to do. But if it's just me sitting in front of the camera, I suddenly become so self-conscious. It's like, hi guys. What are you saying? I want something to work off of.
Well, I mean, you could always just put the Helm of Domination up here and have it face you and just talk to Ner'zhul all like stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Odin.
Hey,
Put on the
Ner'zhul.
helmet. Become the Lich King. It's a good time.
Actually, I can. The helmet fits me. Oh, I suddenly feel much cooler.
That's good, because in the summertime, it gets pretty hot here.
Right, it does. Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is made out of, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to be funny and it's not working. Insulation material. Foam is an insulation material.
Yes.
So, yeah. Keeps you warm.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the big downside to the craft, is insulating ourselves in foam is could be uncomfortable at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cosplayers really, really do love their craft so much that they are willing to put themselves into these uncomfortable costumes.
Yeah.
Just to look badass for
a few minutes.
A few minutes.
45 minutes.
Or a couple of hours during a con or...
The mascot and character actors that are in Disneyland have 45-minute shifts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. And they still get a break in the middle of that.
Right.
But their actual shift is like 45 minutes, and then they're off for a good hunk, and then they can go out and do it again.
Okay.
But I think a big part of that is dealing with the heat as well as just the expectations of being on for everybody.
Right.
Right, because it's not like you can break character.
No, you cannot. Breaking character there is a
career-ending mistake.
Suicide. Yeah.
So if you have joined the live stream, hello and thank you for joining. I think I said this once already, but it's all right. We're enjoying our 4th of July by talking about different things that we're doing. We're letting the Plastidip dry on next week's prop and might drag out all the stuff and do a little bit on it.
We might, yeah.
That'll involve listening to an air compressor pump away, I imagine.
Yeah,
we
might actually need to. We might need to do some what's the right word?
Masking.
I love masking. We might have to do some masking first.
Okay.
So
we can do that. But that's coming up because we just sprayed it at the beginning of the stream and want to give it enough time to not only dry but really kind of set up before we start trying to put stuff on it.
Right.
Especially tape.
Yes. Because nothing says
you're than having tape pull off your base layer.
So you guys might be wondering what I'm eating here.
Maybe they are now anyway.
Yeah. So
they may not have been before, but so pre-show we opened up a package of alligator beef jerky. So this is actually alligator meat with a little bit of beef. So we were having Cajun style kaiju jerky. And I gotta say, Cajun style kaiju is actually really pretty darn good.
Tastes like a Slim Jim.
Detlef P is saying, "Don't wake the undead now, Odin. Let the undead lie." Someone else was saying, "Mr. Rooster, Joe, Odin, my dudes, hello, Mr. Rooster." We went public, by the way. There's a whole bunch of people saying hi. Who else had a thing in here? Plativix Artman, was letting him know that window cleaner as long as it's ammonia free. Interesting. Also mix it at 1-to-1 ratio.
Yes, ammonia free. Yeah.
Because you don't want to be aerosoling ammonia. Area 51 also says, Odin, question about super glue. Where do you get your super glue with the needle nose tips and accelerant dryer? The needle nose tips that I'm using, the syringe applicators, are not super glue. That's Weldon 4 and Weldon 3, which are acrylic glues. And I buy all that off the shelf at Tap Plastics. And you should have a Tap Plastic near you because I know you're here in California. You can also easily find those off of Amazon. And it's literally just needle applicator or syringe applicator. And it's for those water-thin solvents. And the trick with those is, because say you want to glue together 2 sheets of acrylic, right? So now you've got 2 perfectly clear pieces of plastic that are statically charged, because acrylic always is when you're trying to work with it. So if you come at it with your thingy, the syringe applicator, chances are it's going to suck a drop of the glue off and stick somewhere you don't want it to happen, and you can see it. If you're a perfectionist, it'll bug the snot out of you. The best thing to do is with those bottles, fill it about 2/3 of the way full with whatever solvent you're using. Then squeeze it and make it exhale the air. And then as you come into where your seam is, you let it slowly inhale. That way it's bubbling and inhaling as you come into your work surface. It doesn't drip. It doesn't do the static flyaway thing. And when you finally get down to touch where your seam is, and the pieces are sitting next to each other, then you stop it inhaling and just let capillary action draw the fluid out between the 2 layers of plastic. So don't squeeze it, don't flood it. Sometimes you have to. You can tell if you worked with it a few times. But ideally, you don't. You just do this capillary action. And you can see through the clear plastic as the seam fills up with fluid. And it doesn't take very long for that particular solvent to glue together acrylic and especially styrene. So it looks like super glue, but it's technically not super glue. The super glue I've been getting is actually Loctite, I think, and I've been really happy with it because it sets up very quickly. Yeah, it's just the Loctite Superglue Professional Liquid. It's, you know, it's not in focus. But I find this at Michael's. I get this at Ace Hardware. I can find this at Home Depot. This is everywhere. It's just Loctite. But this is exactly the super glue I use to make the Black Knight's helmet. And it's one that you've been seeing me use on the channel for a while now because it sets up very quickly. And that was the thing. I've got the Zap-A-Gap,
right.
the Bob Smith Industries super glue. I've got a couple of other super glues. And a lot of them work really well, but they need the accelerant. They need the kicker. And spraying the kicker then covers a weird solvent on my foam, and I've actually seen it affect the paint, as well as sometimes, especially with the one that comes in an aerosol can, that kicker will cook the super glue and make it smoke and turn everything white. I mean, it works, but that's a heck of a reaction.
Right. I usually don't use accelerants.
Yeah. Oddly enough, cigarette smoke is an accelerant. I only know this from people telling me I actually don't smoke cigarettes or really anything else. Yeah, I don't need to quantify that I don't smoke. I don't smoke.
The occasional cigar.
With the occasional,
yeah.
It's been years actually.
Yeah, it has been years. Yeah.
So I don't really, but
I think the last time you smoked a cigar was with me on Christmas, like
probably
two or three
years ago.
Yeah.
But I've known some old school 40K miniature builders that swore by cigarette smoke as their accelerant for gluing their miniatures together, because doing the 40K stuff with all the plastic arms, if you built them, you know what I mean. Super glue, anyway, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Artistic Darjeeling says, "Yo!"
Hi!
Melon ZR cries out, "Mando helm." Rodi Aaron Sparrow lets us know, "Amazing helmet." Thank you. The Jacksmith, "Hello, and how are you all doing?" We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We got a train.
We do.
Trying to catch up on
Life is always better with the train.
Life is always better with a train. Matic Armin Kolar. Matic? There's no R in there. It's just Matic. Earman. Anyway. Hi, Odin. Sorry I missed your other live videos before. It's all good. Thank you for joining in today, and thanks for sticking around for as long as you can.
We weren't even on air last week.
We weren't. No. So. Not officially. I reran the Back to the Future build.
Oh, you did?
I realized I had forgotten to make that live on Friday. It's like, oh, well, I'll just schedule that for noon, so something will happen.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, good times.
So something happened, even though it wasn't live. The original Club Zero says, "Sup, Odin? Love your work. Keep up the phenomenal work, man. Thank you. Definitely trying." And sounds like we'll be working on next week's video here in just a little bit.
Right.
What are you doing? We're doing a live stream. Vzak says, "Haha, it's 4th of July everywhere." Well, yes it is, except for those who are beyond the dateline, where it's the 5th of July. And there's a point in time when it was the 3rd of July for us. It was 4th. Anyway, it's global stuff. It's fun.
Odin, are you saying that it is not the 4th of July in places that are not America?
Yes.
You'd be right. You'd be right.
But yeah, America celebrates 4th of July with fireworks and blowing our fingers off and drinking lots of beer and barbecues and sunburns, and it's all very exciting and quite the American holiday.
Yeah. So what does the rest of the world do on the 4th of July?
I would imagine get up, go to work, and turn the calendar.
They don't celebrate the 4th of July in other countries?
If it's an important date for them, they might. Just like I'm pretty sure Mexico could care less about Cinco de Mayo. It's yet another American. Angela Fisher says, "Hello from Fort Hood, Texas. Hello, and happy 4th of July."
Next, you're going to tell me that other countries don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we just might tell you that. The Finrare Lover says, "Hey guys, from Michigan." And Schultz Division says, "Hello from Denmark." Hello, Schultz. And no worries, man. I saw your comment earlier about sorry that you can't afford to be a Patreon. In no way am I trying to make anybody feel bad if they're not doing that. It's just if you want to do that or if you can do that, that would be awesome. But Schultz, you're here. You've been here for a number of weeks, so thank you, dude.
And we appreciate,
yeah.
What you've been able to do. I mean, it's...
Just tuning into the channel supports the channel.
Right.
So thank you. Jeff Hutchins says hello from British Columbia, Canada. Oh, hey, I think I caught up.
Sweet.
Kara Skywalker says, happy Captain America's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. We broke that shield.
We did. But not that ass.
You are not that ass. Am I America's ass? I don't have America's ass. Am I America's ass? No, I don't think so. Because other people are probably more qualified at that.
Yeah.
So Lord Strong says, ask Joe, best starter airbrush kit.
I don't know if I know what the best one is, but...
Get the fuck off my show. So the best airbrush starter kit. No.
So the one that I started on was actually a hand-me-down from Odin. Right. Okay, that wasn't what I started on, but what I actually really got into was an Iwata Neo.
Which was a gift from Craig Rasputin when I was on his podcast.
Right. Which is a great starter airbrush. I think it's like $60 or something. It's not super expensive.
No, it's not. It's cheaper than the Badger 150, which is what I started with.
Right. So the Iwata Neo is a great starter airbrush. And then once you have that, you can go wild with other stuff. But really what you're looking for with an airbrush is a dual action from a reputable company. So Badger, Iwata, like those are really good brands. Then you also want a good air compressor.
Right.
And
which is something else I didn't have. I had an air pump that just provided pressure via the hose. It didn't fill a tank, which then gave me constant pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the big thing, is you want constant pressure, because if you're using something like what you had, and it's going to give you inconsistent pressure, you're going to have an inconsistent paint job.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep. All those things are probably why I wasn't as excited about airbrushing as I should have been.
And the Iwata SmartJet, which is the first compressor and the only compressor that I've used with airbrushing, has done a wonderful job.
Oh, cool.
So make sure you've got a moisture trap.
Right.
Make sure you can regulate the PSI, which is your pounds per square inch.
And both of those are add-ons. If the
compressor doesn't come with it, you want to have those.
Yeah, you can add them into the line, inline add-on, whatever.
Now maybe here, like in the valley, the Sacramento Valley in California, like having a moisture trap might not be super, super important.
Right.
Because it's dry. We live in a desert. But if you're in Florida or Texas, Louisiana, like East Coast, you're going to want a moisture trap. Because you don't want water being introduced into your paint. It will ruin your paint job, especially if you're spraying like solvents, like lacquer paints.
Because one of the things that happens with tanks and air compressors, especially in a humid environment, you're compressing the air. You're putting in more air than the normal volume, and that makes the water in the air, the water vapor in the air, condense and become liquid again.
Right.
And especially in the cases of the more humid areas, even here, you need to drain your tank pretty much every time you use it, because the amount of water that'll sit in the bottom can actually rust your tank, and you don't want your tank exploding on you, and that is actually a real concern and a real problem. Mm-hmm. So moisture trap to keep it out of the paint is big, but making sure that you drain your tank on a super regular basis to get the moisture out of it, especially in a higher humidity area, is pretty important.
Yeah,
saying
I agree.
I don't think the air compressor in the other room has been drained in a month. But, we're in California.
We're in California, so
it'll still leak rusted water everywhere. Yeah. Oh, look, it's more brown coffee goo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so Trash Panda was trying to correct me by going, snowboard! Kara Skywalker's letting me know that Odin is definitely Asgardian's ass.
Oh, Asgard's ass, yeah.
Asgard's ass, yes. Not that I have Asgardian's ass. I am Asgard's ass. Now I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Lee! Hey, Lee, thanks. I saw you at LoadIcon. You know that. We made eye contact. Lee brought Gonzo. It was pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
He's actually got a Gonzo Muppet.
Nice.
I'm sorry I was so busy I couldn't actually stop to talk to you, dude. I realized later on, it's like, oh, wait, he came by to say hi, and LoadIcon happened. So, hi, Hi, everyone. Last week there wasn't a live stream because I got to go to Lodi Comic-Con. This is the first official, full-fledged Comic-Con that's happened in my area since January of 2020.
Now, so long ago.
Yeah, I know. It seems like it, but also Lodi Con. Okay, not that big. Lodi is a smaller community in Central California, but it's still, it's a big community. It's just not L.A., right? The con was packed. It was in the Lodi Great Festival Fairgrounds. We were in 3 different buildings. It opened at 11, and it was wall-to-wall people. It was.
Wow.
It was a con. It was like being in a big con. It was not at all what I expected. Putting expectations on the size of the community that I was going to. They had guest stars there. The C. Andrew Nelson was there. He's Darth Vader.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, C. Andrew Nelson, who is also an awesome guy, used to work at Lucasfilm. And when they had to suddenly do some pickups for either the special edition or they were doing something that was a live event and they needed Darth Vader, they went up and asked him what his size was because he was 6'2" or 6'4", whatever David Prowse was. He's got exactly the same build that David Prowse had.
Oh, perfect.
So he just fits the suit.
Nice.
So at this point, Mr. Nelson has been Darth Vader more than any other actor, and he has appeared in almost all the films.
Cool.
Because he comes in and does pickups and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
And he's a really nice guy.
That's
the Lord of the Sith is a really nice guy.
For slaughtering younglings.
He's a really nice guy. Yeah, so he was there. Power Rangers were there. The $1 Million Man was there. Not the 6, but just a single $1 Million Man. Okay. And so it was just wall to wall people. The con started at 11. People showed up. I was just there as an exhibitor, right? I was there. I had a table. I had a bunch of my props with me, telling everybody, "Hey, yeah, I do this thing on YouTube, and this is stuff I do. It's like a cooking show for props." And I talked to a wall of people until about 3:30.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Wow. I was hoarse. It was constant.
I would have been there with you, but I had an engagement.
Good. Right.
So
it's all good.
While Lodi Comic Con was the first time, like in this area, that there was an actual comic convention.
Right.
I was at a local comic book shop for their Gundam build day,
which was the first time that's happened.
Which was the first time they've done that since last year.
Right.
So.
Totally. So one of our friends, Christy, she was there with her husband. They were doing amp guard demonstrations out in the sun. So she came in to check out the booth and say hi and realized that I was one of the lucky ones directly underneath the air conditioning vent.
Oh, right.
So at noon, she walks in to say hi and goes, oh, can I have a chair? It's like, yeah, here, have a chair. And so at noon, she sat down, watched me do my thing, never got up, stayed there till 5, and was answering questions just because she was paying attention to me. People started talking to Christy because, she was there. So, yeah,
cool.
Very cool. Very happy with that. Very happy to have help. And she went and got me water. And it was great having Christy there.
Good. Thank you, Christy.
Yeah, thank you, Christy. And she was super excited because she says her nerd cred went up super with all of her... because everyone apparently in the Amp Guard knows me and watches the show because of all the foam stuff.
Right.
And so they'd come over and go, "You know Odin?" It's like, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was fun. So that's why there was no con last week. And I've been doing...
You mean no live stream. There was a con last week.
That's why I conned you into not having a live stream last week. And that's why we put up the pre-recorded Lego build. Now, at the same time, there wasn't a Lego build this week, and there may not be one this upcoming week either. That may have to be pushed back because I'm trying to get caught up on a couple other things. We'll get to why in a moment. But I did have the pre-recorded Back to the Future stream that I did just for the Patreon, so I was able to post that. So there was still something at noon, even though it was pre-recorded and all you could do was yell at me and not talk to me. So, yeah. We got... Oh, hey! Lee says, Happy Treason Day to all the ungrateful colonials. Yes!
That's right.
Happy Treason Day to all the
Treason Day.
Getting back around to Lee. and Lee, I do remember you talking about the restaurant that serves the peanut butter cheeseburgers is open again. I totally want to go. I like peanut butter cheeseburgers, and I like spicy peanut butter pizza, so I'm down for going to the place that actually has peanut butter and jelly cheeseburgers.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, let's do this.
That is not something I will be eating.
No.
But you knock yourself out.
Janice Oozer says, hello, Odin and Joe.
Hi.
And we're getting lots of requests for stuff.
Oh, good.
Artman 2019, The Last of Trash Panda, The Forbidden Word, Snowboard! For those of you who don't know what that reference is, just ask somebody else in the chat. When am I planning on making a Zat from Stargate? It is actually something on the proverbial list, but it's not high on the list because Stargate isn't happening right now.
Right.
And stuff is starting to come out again. So I really want to do new stuff because new stuff is fun and gets numbers.
Right. And most people tend to like the new stuff over the
Oh,
old
hey, look,
stuff.
Trash Man explains it. Says, yeah, we use snowboard instead of the F-bomb. Snowboard! Dragonetha says the Iwata Neo is my go-to recommendation for starters.
Yeah, the CN. Neo
The CN,
CN.
yeah,
which
it
is,
says
I
CN.
think, the one that I have is the
what,
CN.
The one
yeah.
Craig got? Okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan Wiesner wants to ask, for those of us who don't know when it comes to airbrush, what does dual action mean?
Dual action. So let me explain what a single action airbrush is first.
And hello, Samuel.
Yes. Great question. So a single action airbrush is an airbrush that the button that controls the on and off of whether you're painting or not controls the airflow and the paint flow at the same time. You have no control over them independently. So what a dual action airbrush does is you can press it down and you can pull it back. So pressing it down controls the air. Pulling it back controls the paint. So you are able to control how much air pressure and paint you're putting onto something. So you're not just drenching it at full speed all the time. You can let off on the air pressure when you're doing finer details. You can increase the air pressure in the paint flow when you're trying to cover large areas. Like, having that amount of control is really, really important when you're airbrushing. It's not just like a spray can, which would be a single action.
Single action, single pressure, yeah.
Right, so that's what that means.
There you go. Somebody was saying, Odin, you're being silly today. Yes, I am. Bruce Marvel 88 is asking, is harder to make a Gundam cosplay or a Zord cosplay? Well, we haven't made a Zord cosplay.
Yeah. I would imagine they would, with the Gundam that we built,
right?
Probably comparable.
Probably.
I think so.
Because there's a lot going on with the Zord with the dinosaur heads and stuff, right?
That's true. Yeah,
So,
it might be more complicated because each one of those limbs is its own individual unit that is different and
they're still fairly boxy,
but you've got to cater to the right and the left in different ways.
Right.
While when we were building the legs, it really didn't matter if we were like the details on both were the same, and sometimes not even mirrored.
Yeah,
they
some
were
of them
just
weren't.
The same. Period.
Right. The forearms and the calves, I think, are just the same.
Right, and the only difference on those forearms was the
decals.
Was the decals and the burned details, maybe.
Oh, the burned right. But yeah, that's easy.
Right. Yeah, but yeah. So I would say Zord cosplay would be harder.
Yeah, I'll go Zord cosplay is harder. If you want to ask anyone about a Zord cosplay, check out Nerd Alert Cosplay on Instagram because he's done one. Edward Addington says, "Okay, Odin, you're being very silly today." Yeah, I am, because I can.
It's America's birthday.
It's America's birthday.
We're allowed.
Yeah, and I'm Asgardian's ass, so I can totally be silly today. It's fun because this is all I expected to do today was just talk. I wasn't usually with Felicia, not always, but we enjoy trying to do some kind of project, and she likes the long form projects. So I'm not against it, and we're filler today. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're just shooting fireworks.
Yeah, we're shooting off fireworks. Snowboard. I almost said the wrong effing thing. So Holly Stutchman is asking me, hey Odin, what's your favorite part of Godzilla versus Kong? Because I just got to see it the other day. Well, I've only seen it once, opening day with this poor guy at IMAX, and seeing it at IMAX was great because it was huge and loud. What was my favorite part? Actually, Mechagodzilla wasn't.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla is kind of lame.
Probably kinda.
Yeah.
Probably the nighttime Tokyo fight. That was Tokyo. No, Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah.
The nighttime Hong Kong fight.
Between Kong and Godzilla. Before Mechagodzilla crashes the party.
Right, because he doesn't come out till the sun comes up. But no, that was great because I enjoyed. The kaijus were fighting more like humans, which was a little weird. They didn't really have the weight you would think that the monsters would have, but that's okay because it was fun. And I enjoyed that, unlike a lot of the past Godzilla films, the buildings weren't just stacks of cards. Mm-hmm. As soon as they touched them, they didn't just collapse. Kong bounced off a building and took out a huge chunk of it. Stuff like that. So I think I really enjoyed that fight. Now, of course, I went into this movie wanting to see kaiju step on buildings. That was my whole expectation. I knew the story was going to stink, and the entire Godzilla plotline was, about as deep and wide as a story in the back of a breakfast cereal box. There was nothing going on with that plot. Kong had a pretty good plot, and that's why he was pretty much the movie.
Right, Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
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 Which makes me actually really, 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 really excited about the live-action Gundam movie that Netflix and Legendary are going to be putting out. Because the director is the same director as Kong Skull Island.
Cool.
Yeah, and he's a huge Gundam fan, too.
Oh, good.
I'm going to work Gundam into this all stream, so...
What's funny is he came yesterday to help me with the Wednesday's prop, and he wore his Anaheim Electronics shirt.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Now I've got Stranger Things because Bob deserved better.
He did.
Yeah, he totally did. So you're talking about Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Favorite in the
scene.
City, your favorite scene.
Probably. Because the fight on top of the aircraft carrier still bugs me because buoyancy's a thing.
Right.
So is center of gravity.
And once again, I'm going to work Gundam into this.
Oh, okay, good.
So yesterday, I went to a friend's house and we watched Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway.
Okay.
Which is the newest Gundam film that had a theatrical release in Japan, but everywhere else it was released on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's really good. But my favorite scene, which is in the trailer, is when Hathaway and this girl named Gigi are...
this is Anne Hathaway?
Hathaway Noah.
Hathaway Noah, okay.
They get mixed up on the ground in between a mobile suit battle.
Oh.
And the scale.
So they actually show the scale. Because I haven't seen that a whole lot.
The sound design, the visual design, like everything related to this battle felt like you were there and how terrifying it would be if you were in a metropolitan area with giant mobile suits fighting, like in front of you
with cannons, not just stomping on stuff,
but the stomping on it's pretty scary too.
Oh yeah!
Like at one point, they one of the mobile suits drops the beam rifle into a street, and it's just like the weight of it, and it is scary, and it was glorious. I love it.
Okay.
So if you are not familiar with Gundam, I totally recommend you at least reading about Mobile Suit Gundam and Char's Counterattack before getting into the film because it is a direct sequel. I mean, there's Unicorn in between, but they don't address it. It is a direct sequel to Char's Counterattack.
Okay.
So, but totally recommend it. It's
cool.
It's good. It's the first of 3 movies.
Oh.
So it ends a little weird, but
hopefully,
that's about
hopefully
it.
the next 2 are going to be of similar quality.
They better.
Yeah, they better.
They better be, because the bar has been set pretty high.
All right.
For a Gundam film, like it's
right.
It's good.
Because this is no really G-Savior. G-Savior was the one and only live-action Gundam film. It looked like we made it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably worse.
Probably worse. Yeah. Probably worse.
I think it was shot in Canada.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The one thing I really remember with it was the main view screen in whatever control room that whichever group was in. was it was a rear projection, just film screen like you'd use for any kind of presentation. They had taken styrofoam packaging from stereo equipment, sprayed it gray. That was it. They didn't do anything else to it, and hot glued it to the wall around the screen in order to make it look sci-fi.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit more quality control over the props on this show than G Savior does.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And I think you could probably do better in terms of 3D graphics with it, with the Gundam. So, yeah.
Okay.
With your love of Blender.
Oh god, Blender is the best.
I wish I could afford 3D Studio Max, so I don't have to touch it.
Elias is letting Holly Stutchman know that the one that is on the base is the RG RX-93 new Gundam Gunpla model.
Actually, you're wrong.
Aha!
It's not the real grade. This is the master
true.
grade.
Master
Yeah,
grade.
this is the.
But otherwise, it is the RX-93.
Yes, it is. It is the new Gundam. It is the Verk KA, and I'm saying KA because I'm trying to stop saying Verka, because apparently, even though it says Verka on the box,
Right.
that's not how they pronounce it in Japan.
Oh.
They pronounce it Verka.
Okay.
And it bothers me, but I want to be correct.
If it's just treated as initials, then all right.
Yeah. Well, it's not initials. KA stands for Katoki, which is the last name
Okay.
of the person who designed it.
All right.
So-
I'm hearing fireworks go off.
Me too. It's not just trains.
Not just trains.
Yeah.
James, thank you very much. James of the Rebel Base Builds is saying that the TVA content was fabulous and that the transparent print on the end of the recent staff build was very cool. Thank you. Thank you, James. I'm super happy with that baton.
And if you guys want to make your own, the STL and OBJ, is it both of those? They're up on the Etsy store, on Odin Makes' Etsy, which is...
Etsy.com/Odin Makes or whatever it is.
Okay, yeah, something like that.
You can find Odin Makes
yeah.
pretty easy.
Yeah, so...
And if you're a patron, like you are, James, then I posted them for free for you guys, because that's what you get. Because that's what you get!
Because you're pampered. Well, at least we try.
Because we try,
Yeah, we try.
I really do appreciate you guys.
Right.
Fenris Lover says, got their snowboard question answered. And Brian says, favorite Master Grade Gundam?
My favorite Master Grade is this guy right here, the Master Grade New Gundam Ver KA. It's an excellent kit. It would probably be the Suzabi Ver KA, but I've never built it. Ellis is building that one.
Right. Okay.
But it looks fantastic. But
Sweet.
I can't say it's a great kit, but my favorite because I haven't actually built that kit. So.
The only Master Grade kit that I built was the Unicorn.
And the Exia.
Oh, I guess I've done the Exia.
Yeah,
Right.
Exia Repair.
Exia Repair.
Yeah.
Both were good. Took me a long time to finish the Exia.
Exia Ignition Mode is what's on the box, but it's the repair version.
Because they had the extra add-in.
It's got all the damaged bits and the missing arm with the cape and stuff like that. Yeah.
I still really like the real grade size. I don't know why. I really like the real grades, but Master Grades are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the newer Master Grades.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the hands.
The quality is super good.
Brian Zappo is reminding us that Odin's TVA baton replica. By the way, I'm a bit behind on comments, guys. Sorry.
We keep on rambling on, apparently.
Yeah, we're pretty good at it. It's currently at $1,675 on eBay. I'd love to make some more money, and I hope that's not necessarily will become the new one. This is how Odin makes money.
We started putting up your props on eBay, or we're starting to right now. Odin has a lot of props, and there's just nowhere to put them all.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're looking at ways so that you can retire without, breaking your bank too. So
Right. Appreciate it. And yeah, the props are just stacking up, and there's some that are literally getting damaged because they're just getting stacked up.
Right.
I like them. I'm attached to them, but all right.
But might as well go to a fan
Yeah.
that can really, really appreciate it. So, I mean, yes, it is a way for Odin to make money, but it's a way for Odin to make money to support the channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his mortgage and all the
pay down
things.
the credit card I racked up during 2020. Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
Living's expensive, and by no means does Odin live like a bougie lifestyle. So, so by Odin putting these props up for sale, it's not like I'm gonna make thousands of dollars selling my props, the fools. No, it is very much so. We put it up for auction so that whatever you guys feel the worth is what it's gonna sell for.
Right.
So.
And it is a wee thing. I'm totally letting Joe. He used to sell Gundam online, so I'm totally letting him. Sure, you take care of eBay. That sounds great to me. I'll go build stuff. Hello, Maker JP. No worries on being late. We're just rambling today. Felicia's off. It's 4th of July for us, and she's enjoying, family time and barbecues and blowing stuff up. So Joe came by to talk. So,
yeah.
Hey, Maker JP.
Blowing stuff up. Hopefully not Bruno.
Hopefully not Bruno.
Mm-hmm. Though Bruno's probably blowing stuff up.
Bruno blows all sorts of stuff up. Shadowwing Knight says their favorite is going to be the Heavy Arms Master Grade.
Heavy Arms Master Grade is excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Actually, Shadowwing Knight is trying to say a lot with Gunpla stuff. I know the computer went to sleep over there. But
I'll
loves 00 and Wing. Shadow Knight says got the version KA for the Banshee and the Gundam Unicorn series. Of course, you know... Ooh, it's not Artman 2019. Who is it that's building the Gundam Scythe now?
Oh, Death Scythe?
Yeah, who's the cosplay? Yeah.
How do I not remember this?
I forgot. I probably do know and just said the wrong thing. Kenny Hempson says, "Hey, Odin and Joe, how's it going?" Hello, and hello back to you in Switzerland.
Oh wow, Switzerland.
Yeah, so good evening. Elizabeth Marjorie says, "Hello, Joe."
Hi, Elizabeth.
And Majere. Yeah. Elias says, I built the real grade Shizabi and new Gundam. They are incredible models. They are.
I've seen them in person. They look incredible, but I've never built them.
So Christian Hulse has got a great question. Joe, what got you into Gundam?
What got me into Gundam is when I was a kid, I was really into this show called Exo Squad. And I also kind of watched a little bit of, I don't know if you remember it, but this little show called Robotech.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that show. Yeah.
So and I also really liked these things called Transformers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're the stuff that's on top of the power poles outside. They're the round things that help like.
Yeah, and they go.
Yeah, on occasion.
When they.
Yeah, they're spectacular when they fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why you like. Definitely can see why Americans
Super
will like
fun.
Transformers when they fail because it's just more stuff flowing up.
So I was into mecha as a kid, like whether it's like Transformers, Robotech. I enjoyed BattleTech, the video games of those. So I've always been like a big mecha fan. But in high school, Toonami came out with the show called Gundam Wing.
Right. Which Shadow Knight says they like.
And I had never been introduced to Gundam before that. And so I started watching it, and I thought that, wow, this show's kind of cool. I already like anime, so I watched Dragon Ball Z and Ranma half, and like this was just another like cool show to get into. And I saw these commercials for these action figure model kits. Awful commercials. And what's your level or whatever marketing ploys they did, it worked. Because I started looking for these things everywhere and I couldn't find them.
Yep.
They were impossible to find. I kept on hearing, yeah, get them at Toys R Us. Go to Toys R Us like every week, and
nope,
they're not there.
I remember when Toys R Us had models.
Yeah. So I still have dreams about Toys R Us having models. Isn't that weird? Anyway.
All my memories of Toys R Us are the super packed shelves that were floor to ceiling, 16-foot tall shelves. It was just like this New York library of toys. Not the big open store thing that they're trying to do when they finally went under. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
So the very first Gundam model kit I ever got was a bootleg.
Perfect.
And I didn't even know it at the time. In fact, it was so disappointing to build. I was like, man, 1/44 scale sucks. And so I ended up finding the Death Scythe Hell custom in 1/100 scale.
Okay.
And bought that one. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. and I didn't build 1/44 scales for the longest time until I was I was looking at my manuals because I had a big stack of manuals. Don't anymore. They're wallpaper. And I was looking at the manuals, and I noticed that the logo on my 1/44th scale Decide Hell Custom was different.
Oh, it wasn't Bandai.
It wasn't Bandai. It was Ben D. And I'm like, it makes sense now. So that's the little story that got me into Gundam.
That's cool. Rebel Base Build is just laughing. I'm not sure which one now, but that's all right. Wow, Holly Suchman says, Odin, my son wants to send you a Lego set. Where would he send that? Really?
Wow.
Wow, thank you. There's a P.O. box listed in the description of the live stream. And so actually, if anybody wants to send any kind of fan mail, feel free to send something to that P.O. box. Please use the proper postage so it'll get there. And I'm more than happy to open it up on air. And if it happens to be something completely inappropriate, I won't share it. But I will open it up on air.
Have you ever received anything inappropriate?
No, actually I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
Everyone has been very, very cool. But it's just one of those things that, I'm talking to the internet.
Right.
Lord knows they're going to send me pictures of snowboard.
Or dick butt.
Yeah, that too. Well, Dick Butt's fine. He's a cartoon character. And Phoenix Cosmo says, hello, how are you? And hello to India.
Oh, wow. Hello, India.
Kara Skywalker says, I feel like I could watch Joe and Odin talk for hours. In fact, I am watching Joe and Odin talk for hours. Yes, you are. You didn't expect this to be a Maker's channel, did you?
Right.
No. We're filling up time with a clock that isn't reading right, so I have no idea what time it really is.
It's 12:49.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a little bit more than an hour to go.
Okay,
So.
that's all good. But no, just talking away.
Yeah.
Which is really all I expected to do. Maybe build Gunpla, but
Yeah.
I knew that if we could wind up the Gunpla talk box on Joe, we could just let him go,
Yeah.
and I could just be host, and he would go, and we'd be fine. So I hope everyone else is fine with that too.
I might as well start putting out what I actually started on.
All right.
On this guy.
Bruce Marvel 88 just says, Hey Joe, are you a G.I. Joe fan?
When I was really young, I collected G.I. Joes and Barbies because, well, why not?
They're compatible sizes.
Right, exactly. And that never really stuck with me. Like,
I get it.
Yeah, not until like the second grade, I just really kind of dropped the whole G.I. Joe and Barbie thing and went straight into Transformers and Exo Squad and
there you go.
And Jurassic Park soon after, and yeah.
But for me, G.I. Joes came out of the Star Wars figure scale, and so that was great fun. And so I had both. The Joes were running around with stormtroopers all the time. The real Alpha 2 says, yes, I think everyone has had a Ben D model.
I do not wish those things upon anybody. There's a very big debate about what they call third-party models, basically.
Right.
What I like to call them bootlegs.
And or Action Man.
And
yes.
that pisses people off because there's a lot of these third-party kits that are either just recasts of Bandai models or based off of the frames of Bandai models.
That are just direct copies.
Direct copies.
I would consider that a bootleg.
Yeah, and there's a lot of discussion in the Gunpla community about whether or not you should be supporting these businesses that sell them.
Really?
Because there are people out there that prefer to build bootlegs over the real thing.
Is it because of price? Or?
Yeah, it's because of cost.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Now, the third-party one that I would agree with that I think would be better suited as being called third-party, you had one. It was a modification kit for a Bandai kit. So it provided all new parts that were resin casts that made him be a specific version of whichever manga.
Right, so I had and I think I might still have it, but it was a recast of the B Club, which is the resin arm Bandai
Okay,
model
so
kits.
it was still bootleg then.
But it was a bootleg.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It was a recast.
Right.
They only did a limited run. Resin kits hardly ever get reprinted.
Right.
They do their run and then they put them out.
The
Officially,
molds die, yeah.
officially they won't do reprints.
Okay.
But these other companies will take them, the originals, and recast them.
Yeah.
And sell them at a cheaper price.
Okay.
So I really wanted a Gien cannon.
Yep.
So I bought a bootlegged conversion kit of a Gien cannon.
Okay.
So, but
Gien's his favorite.
it is. The Gien is my favorite.
The Kelvin says, Odin, hello from YouTube VR. Hello from YouTube VR.
Hello.
Very cool. Maker JP, I have some unopened Horizon Steve Wang Batmans. That's cool.
Ooh.
I remember those. I was working at the comic shops when those came out. If I remember right, in one of the interviews of Steve Wang, he was talking about trying to get photos for doing the Horizon kits, right? Because Steve Wang sculpted the 1/6 scale or 1/4 scale Batman for Batman Returns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Steve sculpted the suit for the movie.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
now he's sculpting the suit for the kit, but he's trying to talk to the movie publicist people, and they keep telling him, "Oh no, we can't release those images to you. You're not supposed to know what those look like." It's like, dude, I sculpted the suit. I'm the one that did the suit.
Wow. Wow.
So those kits were based off of what promotional photos were available at the time and Steve's memory. Yeah, that's how good of a sculptor he is.
Wow.
And he's fast. So Steve Wang is a good friend of Evil Ted Smith.
Okay.
And the two of them, talk often. And Evil Ted was telling me he was really interested in sculpting and really was having a great time with it until he watched Steve do it. And then he just totally felt, wow, I'm finger painting. Because Steve will just, and done, Steve directed the live action Guyver movie and made most of the suits.
He directed and he built the props.
Uh-huh.
This guy is insane.
He's insane, and he's super talented.
Wow.
All right. Manic, probably a while ago now, says, gotta go, guys. Talk to you later.
Thanks for coming.
Maker JP is if he is ever at the studios in London when I am in, then I'll get him to sign him. Oh, that'd be awesome. So JP, if Steve Wang ever gets to the studios in London, that'd be cool.
Cool.
Totally. Holly Stutchman is asking, my son wants to know what Lego set to send. Spider-Man, Star Wars, or Back to the Future, or Lego City. Oh, wow.
You're a huge Star Wars fan.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, yeah. Yeah. Star Wars is great. Surprising Me is perfect. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, always have been. I do like Spider-Man as well, but I so appreciate the offer of sending a kit. That's great. So those are perfect.
Very generous.
Yeah, very generous.
Yeah.
And we still need to do the blind bag build again. You
Yes.
kicked my butt last time, so now we need to let you
Rematch.
get a chance to kick my butt again in front of the whole world.
Sounds good.
Not blind bag, but build in the bag. You get one of the polybag Lego kits, usually smaller kits. And most of the polybag kits, polybag's the right word, right? The bag is transparent, so you can see the parts inside. So the idea with this particular challenge is we both get like a little train model, because trains, and you build it inside of the bag. So you got to manipulate the parts without opening the package and build the model inside the bag.
And what's really cool is that it is transparent.
Yeah.
But only parts of it.
Only parts of it, right.
All of the advertising of what it is.
All the packaging
is printed on it.
Yeah. So you have these like slits of windows to work with. Yeah.
And at some points you're like putting pieces together and you're not even seeing them.
Right.
Because you're just doing it by feel.
Right.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a little challenge that
it's probably the cheapest Lego challenge you can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's totally fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do that now. What is Brian doing with the wings?
Well, I don't know what Brian's doing, but my name is Joe, and I'm just messing around with these. So this is the Wing Gundam Ver KA, Wing Zero. Oh God, I said Wing Gundam. No, it's the Wing Zero Ver KA. So the backpack that goes onto it, and the wings are its most where am I?
There you are.
Okay. The wings are its most prominent feature. And so when I'm building a model kit, I will build the accessories first. That's just what I do, because once I build the actual body of the model, I don't want to do anything else.
Right.
Like, I just want it to be done. So I build everything else first.
Okay.
So the Buster rifle, the shield, which the Buster rifle is currently on the inside of the wings mounted, which is really kind of neat.
Oh, up in here.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just fiddling around with it. I might work on this a little bit. Probably not that much on stream, but...
right. We thought it might happen, but at this point it's...
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, so...
Someone's asking, where's the Jack of all trades? It's 4th of July. Jack of all trades is hopefully enjoying some family time.
Blowing some stuff up.
Blowing some stuff up. Stephen Dyke says, Joe... no, it's Deitch. No, he told me how to say it right, now I'm saying it wrong. Dice. No? Anyway. Stephen says, Joe, thank you for your information. It's been 2 weeks. I forgot how to pronounce Stephen's last name because I'm a horrible person. Joe, thank you for your information on Beginner Airbrush last live stream. I purchased a dual action Badger 105 airbrush and compressor.
Cool. I hope it's working out for you.
And Kelvin says, no, you mean Bob.
Apparently I'm Brian, Bob.
Bob deserves better.
I do deserve better. It's true.
And Elias says, hello from Venezuela. Oh, is it? Hi, a Venezuelan fan from Uruguay. And then they were saying something else up here about... I knew about Gundam and manga-related magazines in Venezuela.
Oh, cool.
Then I forgot about it until I saw a review of a Gunpla kit, and then I remembered and started watching the whole series. Hi from Uruguay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Is Lego City the city bullied in Denmark, where Lego Company is in the park? Schultz, Lego City... I'm sure you're just playing around. I assume what Holly's asking about is the different lines of Lego, because there's like a Batman theme, there's a Star Wars theme, so there's a Lego City theme, which is primarily police cars, ambulances, and fire trucks, because those are fun, right? But that's kind of where the more everyday, non-superhero, non-outer space kits all kind of fall under the city theme. I remember the town theme, for whatever reason it was called Town, in the 80s, and that was a great theme. Nothing against the city theme now, but at the time it felt like the town theme had a lot more diversity as far as the types of buildings. And a lot of them came with road plates, which nothing comes with a road plate now, which is a bummer.
The city stuff
it is
back in
Deitch.
the day was...
Thank you for reminding me, it's been 2 weeks. Deitch.
The city stuff back in the day, like when I was growing up, I wasn't very impressed with it.
Okay.
It seemed really, really plain and...
it was plain. It was rudimentary. It was very Lego. It was very
Right.
blocky. There's a lot more going on now, but it just... For many years, especially in the early 2000s, it was like, here's a city theme. There's a police squad and a police headquarters and a police helicopter and a fire helicopter and a fire truck, and that's city. And then the next year, the next line, it was kind of the same thing again. They've got garbage trucks and campers and the whole... there's all the more master builder type stuff. That's the streets. I can't remember what they're called. I don't have any of them. The big tall buildings that they did.
Yeah.
There's much better stuff now than there was in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
But I got a huge nostalgia for the town line. Because there was a motorcycle shop and a bicycle shop and all these other things that they did. There was an apartment building and stuff that just, when I was paying attention to it heavily, getting close to 20 years ago now, it was like, oh, here's the new version of the police station, and that was it.
Right.
Yeah. Kenny Hempson wants to know, what's the smallest Gundam model you can get? And I don't think he means scale. I think he means overall.
Right. Maybe the petite guy is that's pretty small. SDs are pretty small, but the petite guys are smaller.
Okay. So how tall is a petite guy?
Maybe 2 inches, maybe less.
Okay. So like 50, 60
They're
millimeter.
pretty small. There's probably smaller, And it's probably something weird, like it came from a magazine
or a gumball machine
thing, right? Yeah. That it's this little itty bitty thing on a runner, but something that you can buy retail that's rather like available, like readily available. Probably a petite guy. Petite guys are little bears that.
Oh right.
Yeah, they come in all sorts of different colors.
That's right.
And they're pretty fun to build. I've got a friend, Brian is his name, who...
Sure, is that Bob?
Who I was hanging out with my friend Chris. They're mostly friends. Brian and I are mostly acquaintances.
Mostly friends.
But we're friends now.
Mostly.
Because of our love of Gunpla and Gundam.
Fair enough.
Anyway, he builds only bear guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he only builds bear guys. And actually, right now, he's building an act guy, which is what the bear guy is based off of.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so...
I remember seeing lots of pictures online in a few magazines of the different bear guy customs, Iron Man bear guy, and all the different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
People do all sorts of cool stuff with bear guys. Yeah.
Bear guy is basically a teddy bear Gundam.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean Karg says, "Hi, Odin. Hi, Joe."
Hi.
Holly Stutchman says, "My son's thinking of possibly sending you an Ewok set." Wow, that'd be awesome.
That's cool.
I think the last Lego Ewoks I got were the 99 Ewoks that came with the speeder bike set. I don't think I've picked up any Ewoks since. That's really kind of cool.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Lord Grell says, "The city fire station was amazing," and they also miss road plates. Yeah. I miss crater plates. I can't believe how much crater plates go for on eBay. I've got a few because I hoard Lego, but classic space Lego.
Right.
There was just a build plate with this like moon crater on one corner.
It's a thin kind of vacuum formed plastic
it's kind of vacuum formed, but it's injection molded. But yeah, it has a vacuum formed look.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really cool. I miss those too because those were used in the castles. Those kinds of plates.
Yeah, mountain plates and things. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were cool. I miss all those. Cyber Scorpio 94 asks, "I have a valid question for Joe. What's your favorite Gundam timeline?"
My favorite Gundam timeline is definitely Universal Century.
Okay.
I haven't watched all of Universal Century because
Slacker.
I know. I haven't seen Double Zeta.
Okay.
I've seen everything up until Double Zeta. I've seen Char's Counterattack. I've seen Unicorn. I've seen Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway Part 1. Don't know what's stopping me from watching Part 2 and 3. Don't know. Anyway, I have not...
Because they're not out?
Right. I haven't seen F91 and I haven't seen Victory. So, in terms of the Universal Century timeline, everything like post-Zeon War-ish, like Neo-Zeon War, I haven't seen. Which, it gets weird, because then you've got like...
Weirder than dropping a space colony on you?
Yeah.
I guess it's not that weird, but...
The Zanzibar Empire and all of these kind of...
Oh, I remember Zanzibar. He was like Zartan's bastard friend from G.I. Joe.
There's some weird stuff that happens in F91. The mobile suit designs get weird. Like, everything gets smaller. I'll get around to watching it. I hear Victory is pretty depressing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Joy.
I should like that.
Political and depressing. A couple things
Right.
that's big for Joe. Oh, hey, we're still on the wings.
Oh, there we
Forgot
go.
about
Yeah.
that. Hey, let's be full screen again.
Sweet. But One Year War is my favorite, by far, which is what the original Mobile Suit Gundam takes place in. So you've got Mobile Suit Gundam, 8th MS Team, War in the Pocket, 0080, War in the Pocket. Those are three really, really good 1 Year War stories. 0083 is still, it's post 1 Year War, but you're still dealing with Federation versus Zeon, right? Kind of is a prelude into Zeta Gundam. So, yeah. I did not like Char's Counterattack, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hate that movie. I absolutely hate that movie.
Okay.
And a lot of people think that Char's Counterattack is great and awesome, and I'm just like...
I get it. A lot of people think that Batman versus Superman is great and awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're probably not awesome for different reasons, but
Batman versus Superman and Char's counterattack have kind of similar things as to why I don't like them.
Okay.
Yeah, like the motivations between the two hating each other when
Right.
they were working together in Zeta Gundam.
What the heck, guys?
It makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense, and it's just I didn't like it. I didn't like Char's counterattack. So
Totally get it.
But anyway.
Cliff Oliveira says hello from Portugal and happy 4th of July.
Hello, Portugal.
Hello, Cliff. Thank you. Kenny said thanks, guys, because we answered a question for Kenny. Schultz Division. Well, Schultz Division at one point said got tons of road plates and road plates are awesome. Yeah, I've got a box full of road plates. Odin, are you going to build something He-Man related? Because he's getting a reboot soon with a bunch of yeah. Probably. What I'm to be honest, I'm thinking about Skeletor's staff. I'm sure I'm not the only builder thinking about that because I've already got He-Man's sword. So
cool.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be a great thing to build.
Shadowing Knight says, more than Lego, my thing was the Mega Bloks Dragon sets. The Mega Bloks Dragon sets are very cool. I did get snobbish with Lego and was very much a purist. There were definitely parts that I liked, but I never liked the lack of clutch power that some of those other kits had. So
I've got a Mega Bloks set in the attic. It's it's the StarCraft 2 Battle Cruiser.
Yep.
Yeah.
The 08th MS Team is the best Gundam show I've watched. This is Wall Plugs Nux.
Yeah,
and that
it's a great
includes
show.
Unicorn.
Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah.
See. Oh, Yuri also says, hello, Odin and Joe. Greetings from Brazil.
Hi, Brazil.
And happy 4th of July. Thank you, Yuri. Godoy? Godoy? God. Holly says he's thinking about sending you the Ewok Village set. Wow. Okay, thank you, Holly. If I know which set that is. Okay, thank you.
I also have to apologize. Quattro Bagina is not Char. He is not related to Char in any way whatsoever. Just because you put on like sunglasses and change your name and does not make you the same person who also hid their identity.
Sure it does. They're all just disguised toast.
He'd make a great Gundam pilot.
Toast?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would troll the crap out of everybody.
Jackson Wallace says, hey guys, what you doing? Talking. Mostly talking about Lego and Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get this guy up on here. I'm going to talk Gundam, sorry.
He used to run Gundam panels at cons, and they were packed panels. It wasn't like, this guy and a few other people sitting there doing, we're going to talk about upcoming shows and kits. No.
We did that.
Yeah, you did that, but
we produced
you had standing room only
videos.
panels.
I was a moderator for Gundam.com.
Okay.
Before it died. I was,
Right. That was your thing.
Yeah.
In a big kind of way.
It's a big part of my life.
I still have a couple of Mega Bloks Dragons as well, Holly. No, not Holly. Shadowwing Knight. Gotta remember these things move. The dragons were very cool. So, definitely. Anyway, bouncing between subjects. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But big part of your life.
Yeah, big part of my life. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The set would be the tree part of the village. Cool.
That's cool.
That's way cool. Holly, that's amazing. Thank you. AOA Kuroyuri? Kuroyuri? Wow. I'm just tripping over my own tongue, sorry. Joe, what do you think about the advance of Zeta MS designs?
I love them. I think the AOZ, I started following AOZ when they first started coming out with them in Dengeki Hobby, where they actually released a little model kit of the Hazel's head.
Oh, okay.
that you could switch out for the head on the Master Grade Quell. And I mean, it's a terrible old kit, but that's how long ago it was. This is at least like 15 years ago.
Okay.
Probably longer than that. So I absolutely love the Hazel. Last Christmas, not this Christmas, but the Christmas before,
Right.
I got the Master Grade Hazel, the P Bandai one, which was based off of the newer Gundam Mark II 2.0 kit. So not based off of the Master Grade Quell. So I've got plans on doing stuff with that as soon as I can get my room finished, so I can build and paint stuff.
Go to your room.
Yeah, right.
Detlef P says, half the time, I have no idea what y'all are talking about because I have no idea what Gundam is and all that. Shame on me. Don't worry,
No.
Detlef. It's okay. I know a lot because I hang around this guy a lot, but
Right.
I've watched 1 or 2 episodes of Unicorn and G-Savior. I think that's about it. So I've watched the absolute worst of all Gundam. It's no big deal. So hopefully the stream isn't boring for you. You know, it's just.
I'm actually really surprised at how many people.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Love
Gundam. A lot of Gundam in the the chat.
Right, the chat is just booming with Gundam.
Right,
So
and I'm
I think
okay to
it's
let
great.
it go.
Yeah.
I'm all down for having an organic, live stream show and just let it go. So I'm not interested in reining that in exactly.
Okay, hey, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
And I hear.
Fireworks? Is that
No,
what
I
that is?
thought maybe that was fireworks. I didn't know if maybe someone was setting up some musical instruments in the building.
Oh, you know what? I think Gonzo is doing something over in Studio B.
Oh, okay.
So that might.
Oh,
be
that's
that
what
is.
we're hearing.
Yeah, that's
Gonzo
probably
was
what
in
we're
there.
hearing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought I saw Gonzo's truck.
yeah.
So something really fun and cool that I can't quite show. Gonzo, he's a local filmmaker. I've done some weird projects with him. A long time ago, I showed some computer consoles that I had made. The patrons especially know what this is. Anyway, Gonzo does a lot of music videos, and he does his own limited color palette photography all the time. He picked up a 1960s telephone booth, and it's sitting in the loading dock. And I've been putting a little bit of oil in the hinges and stuff, getting the door to work again, because how can I not tinker with a phone booth? This thing is really, really cool. And no huge plans for me to do anything with it. Gonzo's got a photo shoot planned for it, which is great, so he should do that. The camera just did something weird.
Yeah.
And it went back. Glad we weren't on that camera at that time.
Yeah.
The train cam just suddenly
Zoomed in.
changed resolution. Anyway, so there's this phone booth, and it would be so much fun to turn that into the Bill and Ted phone booth, but I don't think it's going to happen. But still, it's fun. I haven't been in a phone booth where I can close the door to the phone booth in 30 years. It has been a long time. And to get in there and go, oh yeah, it works like this. We're missing the shelf here, and it's just this. It's fun because I remember phone booths. So
Yeah, phone booths are.
Yeah.
I can still remember phone booths from when I was a kid.
Right.
I'm a geriatric millennial.
Geriatric millennial.
Yep, that is a term.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Born
full-
in 1984.
Full standing phone booth.
Yep.
So that's really fun. I got message retracted. Schultz Division says that they are new to Gundam as well, Detlef, so don't worry. Christian Hulse is asking me if I've ever considered making the glaive for the movie Kroll. I have. It's been requested many times. I just keep doing things that I think are going to hit a little stronger. Sometimes my guesses on that aren't so
Yeah,
good.
and one of the hard things about the show in making stuff is choosing what to build.
Yeah.
And when that is going to get released. And Odin and I talk about this all the time about, hey, what do people want to see based off of requests, but also like what's coming out.
Right. What's coming up?
So you're going to see a lot of Loki stuff.
Yeah, because I'm loving Loki.
Right. And apparently it's the #1 rated TV show in the world right now.
Okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
It's super popular.
Get ready for a couple more Loki props.
Right.
The one that we're not painting on today's live stream is a Loki prop.
Right.
So.
So, I mean, we would love to build everything that is requested and make each and every one of the fans like happy, like, oh my god, I can't believe you built this one thing that shows up in this one episode of this one show that nobody watched and it only shows up for 5 seconds. And I'm being really, really kind of extreme here.
You're being a little extreme, but those requests happen.
They do.
I've had people request from me to build a prop based off of their personal D&D character.
Right. And unfortunately, Odin can't build everything, and also, unfortunately, this is how Odin pays his bills. So, unpopular builds actually cause a lot of anxiety for Odin because they don't bring in the numbers that popular builds do. That's not to say that unpopular builds don't get made, and they won't get made.
Right, they'll get made. But if it's something we can pick away immediately, they're like, yeah, that would be cool, but it's effectively doing a week's worth of work for free.
Right. And
so, how many of you would like to go to work for a week and not get paid?
Right.
And that is also a real extreme way, because I'm still going to get paid. It's still going to happen. It's just, if you could pick something that's going to do, that you at least think is going to do better. And it's hard for me sometimes to remember that my fandom isn't everybody else's fandom, so I try to be very open on that. And there's plenty of stuff I've built, and you guys know it when I do it, that I haven't watched the show at all. And you know, because I pronounce all the names wrong. But, you know, I'm just saying.
What are you saying? You took the joke right out of my mouth.
Oh, sigh. But, so the glaive is fun because it shows up all over the place anyway. It's not just a Kroll thing.
Right.
It wasn't some of the animatics for Thor Ragnarok. I mean, it comes around instead of Hulk throwing the shield when he has his tantrum in his room with Thor. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was the glaive. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
That's and I mean, Marvel stuff tends to do pretty well, but not all Marvel stuff does.
Yeah, not all Marvel stuff does. No.
Yeah.
I've seen that too. Mm-hmm. And not all My Hero Academia stuff does.
Right.
Overall, it does, but not everything. So, the one thing on a whole that sadly doesn't seem to do well is Star Trek. Because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I love original series Star Trek.
Where are all the Star Trek cosplayers?
Right.
Like,
not popular at the moment, and I can tell because I don't get the numbers. Odin, what did I think? Do I think I might build anything from Willy's Wonderland? Holly's asking me. That was a fun movie. I really enjoy Willy's Wonderland. That's
I never saw it.
Oh, it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's, but not.
Okay.
So you got the idea of Five Nights at Freddy's with the animatronics mixed with child's play. Where you have somebody that voodoo puts themselves into the animatronics. So you got a bunch of killers in the animatronics.
Oh wow.
And they're in this old Chuck E. Cheese, and the townspeople have to feed them drifters so they won't break out of the Chuck E. Cheese and take over the town. I am spoiling parts of the movie, but you know. Anyway,
is it a new movie?
Yeah, it's a fairly new movie. And a lot of that's right in the beginning, but there's a little more that gets revealed. Nicolas Cage is in the movie.
Okay.
And he shows up as one of these guys that gets sabotaged in order to become a drifter and is forced into going and cleaning this place. Now, overall in the film, what's really a lot of fun is Nicolas Cage loved the script and wanted to do the movie. And in order for him to be able to do the movie and fit their budget, he doesn't speak. So he's paid scale. So Nicolas Cage is mute through the whole movie. And he kicks ass. It's great.
That is such a Nick Cage thing to do. Man, that guy. We can all aspire to be like Nicolas Cage.
It's a fun movie. But I build anything from it? Yeah, probably not. But, I mean, I love Gwar, right? Which is totally Willy's Wonderland's Gwar, but I'm not expecting to. I haven't seen Psycho Gorman yet, which is also basically Gwar. And I'm told that one is a lot of fun, so I want to see that. That's effectively Odorous Orungus suddenly is controlled by a couple of kids.
Oh, wow.
Like this 5-year-old girl, or she might be, older than that, gets whatever the controlling thing is, and so now Psycho Gorman, who looks and acts just like Odorous, has to do everything she commands, and hates her for it. And is this
is there a tea party involved?
I haven't seen a tea party yet, but there might be.
That would be amazing. There's
points where he's like getting ready to chew her out, and I'm going to do this thing. He's like, go to your room, and he just stomps off. So, totally want to see the Psycho Gorman.
That sounds fun.
Carl Skywalker's asking, hey Odin, can you make Mobius's jet ski from Loki?
We would if Mobius had one.
If Mobius had one. You want me to make a copy of Wake magazine?
We're going to have to wait until Loki finishes its run to know if Mobius actually gets a jet ski.
Right. I hope Mobius gets his jet ski.
Yeah, me too.
Gets his jet ski back.
Yeah.
I have built model kits of jet skis more than once.
Really?
Yep. Long time
how
ago.
Interesting.
There was a tester's kit that came with whatever car and had a trailer with a pair of the old jet bikes when they were still more like motorcycles. It's like the early 80s.
Okay.
That style instead of the sit-down Sea-Doo jet skis. Yeah, I remember building that. Totally messing it up with the paint spray paint. I ruined that kit, but it was fun.
But you know, we all ruined our first model kits as a kid. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elias says Star Trek is great. Yeah. Thing is, some people find it goofy and not as spectacular as Star Wars or anime. Well, yeah, because it's not necessarily about blowing stuff up. To put a real generic term on it, they're all just stories, and I like science fiction in general. I was never this, are you a Star Trek fan? Are you a Star Wars fan? No, I'm a science fiction fan. Buck Rogers in the 25th Century was fun to watch. You know, oh look, Flash Gordon's on. Great, let's watch that. Yes, I'm on. Battlestar Galactica. I like it. Doesn't really bother me. I love hard science fiction too. You know, like Europa, which is still on Netflix. That one I really enjoyed. Which is a found footage science fiction movie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Walpurgis says, well, Nicolas Cage being in the movie automatically makes it better. Yup. Elias says, Psycho Gorman was fun as snowboard. The Kelvin says, Odin, I love all the goofy videos. Thanks. Should be having more coming up. Mm-hmm. Kuro Yuri says, Joe, going back to my earlier AOZ question, do you think we'll ever see a kit for the TR6 line or not line in INLE? Because they would buy that instantly.
I'm not seeing Inlay. I think I would buy instantly. You know, they probably will. Bandai has been really surprising as to what they are willing to put out as a kit.
Yeah.
Especially with the premium Bandai line, they're able to take the risks because it's all made to order stuff. Like you pre-order this stuff. So I think they'll probably do it. And I've been really impressed with what they've come out so far. The Wound War is a great looking kit. The Hazel is a great kit. I mean, I don't doubt it. It might not be this year. It might be next year or whatever, but
right.
Yeah. What are we doing, Heimdall?
Well, I got moved on me. It says, Odin, can you make the Bifrost? So who said that? There it is. The Kelvin. I did. Last year, I think.
Yeah, either last year or the year before.
I think it was last year I did the Bifrost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
In
fact, I took the Bifrost with me to Lodi.
Nice.
Someone else is saying the jet ski for sure will come into play in a major action sequence in the finale. Or this is from the Aurora Zone. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope there is some sort of goofy jet ski rescue with Mobius.
Maybe Mobius comes to the rescue on a jet ski.
Exactly, just crashes through the wall. Something very horrible 80s. It would just be.
Hey, loser, get in.
Exactly. As long as it was done in a way that was just fun and not ham-fisted, just it would be great.
Right.
Aurora Zone says make Hal from 2001. Walpurgis Nux, for super old sci-fi, you should surely check out the Lensman series. Yes! I've actually got one of E. Doc Smith's books. I started reading it once. Lensman is a 30s science fiction space opera.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 30s.
And in the late 70s, early 80s, there was anime that was adapted from those books.
Oh, that's cool.
And I remember seeing scenes of it because we'd go to a friend's house and prepare to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show. So something else you used to do in the 80s because there was no internet. You would dress up in costumes, go perform in front of a movie as if you were part of the movie. Rocky Horror Picture Show was fun because that was what we did at the time. So he would put on Lensman and it would just play in the background.
Cool.
And my favorite sequence in the movie is you have the hero who's running away from the bad guys, because I don't remember who it is. The bad guys might be the Lensmen themselves. Anyway, you have these great shots of him in some sort of like hover vehicle zooming over wheat fields, because it's an agricultural planet, right? Because thanks to Star Wars, planets only have one ecosystem. So he's flying by over this in this shot, and here comes the bad guys in outer space on like the other side of the planet. And they're powering up their mega laser. And so while they're powering up their mega laser, getting ready to shoot the planet to kill this guy, he gets on the ship and flies off the other side from the other side of the planet. So they blow up the planet and everybody on it and miss their target.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Lensman.
Isn't that the plot to Rogue One?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. William Brown says, watch The Time Machine last night. That's old school. Oh, yeah. Time Machine's great. Rune says, my husband is obsessed with your videos. His name's Christian Hulse. Hello, Christian. Thank you for enjoying my videos. That's very cool. The Kelvin says, open the Bifrost. I don't want to clean the carpet again. I don't know if you noticed, but there's like this labyrinth thing is left over when you open the Bifrost. Might be a great way to end the show, but if you watch the video where I make the Bifrost, I do open the Bifrost at the end of the video, and it took forever to scrub that out of the floor. Mr. Rooster's crying over having the oxygen destroyer built. So you're marveling at how many Gundam fans are in the chat talking, which is surprising.
There's probably more Godzilla.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Same thing. I'm amazed at the amount of Godzilla fans. You know, partly because I guess I thought I lived in a bubble. But Oxygen Destroyer is requested constantly.
That's something that might be worth doing.
Would totally be worth doing. And it's not big. It's smaller than the Tesseract containment unit. It's this weird little silver thing.
Cool.
Another weird 80s movie that would be kind of fun to build. And I actually talked to Max at Makerspace in Dallas about maybe building it, but it won't get the numbers. My science project. It's this alien engine that isn't really a time machine, but it creates vortexes and pulls things from other times to it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So once they figure out how to hook it up to a car battery, it starts pulling stuff in from the future, and the school gym is suddenly a dinosaur rainforest. And you got people from Nam walking around, and space rangers and cavemen, and as they have to go get to Dennis Hopper, who is the hippie, trippy science teacher, and go rescue him from. I can feel the universe. It's Dennis Hopper.
Fun stuff. Oh, Jerry went to bed.
Oh, Jerry went. Well, it's late.
Good night, Jerry.
Good night, Jerry. Elias says, or Doctor Who, super goofy but a great series. I'm totally a Doctor Who fan. Yes.
Doctor Who's good times.
Doctor Who's good times. Tom Baker is my favorite Doctor. My favorite new Doctor is David Tennant. I really did like the 12th Doctor. Can't remember his name right now. But I enjoyed the fact that you had a Doctor that I thought was obsessed with his own death. That was a fun.
That was after Matt Smith, right?
That was after Matt Smith.
Okay. Yeah. Which is
before
the current Doctor.
Before the current Doctor. All these names I can't remember right now. So before the 13th Doctor, I have not seen any of her episodes.
I haven't seen any of her episodes either. I haven't watched Doctor Who in years.
Right. I really liked the Russell T Davies episodes, and so when he left, it became only
Moffat.
Yeah. It suddenly felt like they were all fanboy scripts, and they weren't fully fleshed out scripts. And so I just kind of went, what the hell happened to Doctor Who? And I kind of stopped watching.
Peter Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi. I had the right name almost
there
right.
We go.
Thank you, Elias. Mr. Rooster says, requested constantly. By me? Okay, Mr. Rooster. You do ask for the Oxygen Destroyer a lot. I'm pretty sure I've seen Oxygen Destroyer pop up a number of times from a few other people. Maybe not on a live stream, but because there's definitely a focus group on the live stream, and you, sir, represent the majority of the people. Anyway, the Oxygen Destroyer crowd.
You know,
but
there was also another prop that was super requested all the time, and you finally built it.
I finally built it, yeah. And another show that I had never seen, and I just wasn't a fan of. And it's not that I had anything against the show, but I'm surprised that the Omnitrix has done as well as it has.
Apparently, people really like Ben 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, as far as numbers go, my Time Baton came out, and it did great numbers. But as of yesterday, the Omnitrix was trending better.
You know, I should have known Ben 10 was really popular because I actually... About a year ago, I was looking through Bandai's corporate reports, like quarter reports, right?
Right.
And Ben 10 was highlighted as one of like the big properties that they own for manufacturing toys and stuff. And so I really should have took that as a hint that maybe Ben 10 is really really popular.
Right.
But I apparently didn't think to mention that.
That's all right.
Oops.
And thank you to all of you Ben 10 fans who totally laughed at and glossed over the fact that I was trying to make the original Ben 10 Omnitrix, and then the main drawing I went from was from the new series because it had the right details for those of us who don't know the difference.
Oops.
But the art I used was Oops. But they laughed.
That's all right.
Yeah. They didn't rage nearly as much as the Dragon Ball Z fans. I'm just sighing.
Yeah, that's all right. You've given them good content.
So. Oh, hey, Lord Grell's letting us know that, there's Godzilla fans and there's liars.
I guess.
Yeah. So Holly Stutchman is saying, Odin, I know this might sound cool or odd, but my son has put together some money and wants to get a custom Lego made of you. Oh, okay. This is from Minifig Me?
Wow.
That's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
Stumpy McGee says, Happy Independence Day. Thank you, Stumpy. Mr. Rooster, throw his fist in the air. I don't know if it's like this angry about not making the Oxygen Destroyer or throw his fist in the air because he's representing. It's one or the other. Practical Zaku says, nice Gundam, Odin. Thank you. What's this, guys?
Thank you. Yeah. It's the Master Grade New Gundam, Ver KA, because we apparently saying Ka is wrong. It's my favorite Master Grade. It's a wonderful kit. And your name is very practical. Zaku's are very practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. What is this? William Brown says, have I ever made a batleth? Yes. A horrible one, right? Long time ago. There was this internet show I did when I worked at Play Incorporated called The Prime Directive. And I made a really crappy... It was just cut from gator foam, and it had it was spray painted silver and had gaff tape for grips. But it was a batleth.
Hey,
yeah, it only had to be funny, and it was. And then what was the one I saw here? Walpurgis Nux. That almost sounds like I said that right. Would also like to see the Oxygen Destroyer. But it feels like the episode would have to end with a cheesy clip of me igniting it in front of a Godzilla figure.
You gotta wipe out those Godzillas.
So now apparently I need to make a miniature Oxygen Destroyer you can put an Alka-Seltzer in and drop into a thing of water.
That's a great idea. You could also...
Odin booth. I'm not quite sure. It might be the phone booth thing.
Oh, maybe that's what that means. Yeah.
Maybe.
I lost it. It's fine.
That's fine. We're rambling. Up here we got Mel's Creation Station says, next convention, we need to get you a booth. I had one at Lodi. I posted a picture of it on my Instagram. That's at Odin Makes on Instagram. I do have a booth. I've got a whole bunch of 2-inch grid wall left over from my friend's Gundam store. and I use that as a thank you as a way of putting together like an exhibitor's type of booth where it's like an art gallery type of thing. I just bring a bunch of props, hang a bunch of stuff up. People get to see the props, get to see them up close, take pictures with them, and talk to them, and that's really about all that happens at my booth. We are in talks of maybe getting a spot at SAC Anime, which happens the first weekend in September here in Sacramento. But because SAC Anime is one of the largest Sacramento conventions, and so many other vendors have been waiting for it to come back, I'm not expecting to get a booth. Yeah. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm not butthurt about that at all. SAC Anime has given me a couple of booths before, which is, it's always generous to literally be given a booth.
We have a really good relationship with the guys that run SAC Anime.
Yeah. So I'm super grateful to them. Yeah. Very happy with their organization, and I have no problems not having a booth. So another vendor can come in and actually do their business.
But we are planning, whether or not you have a booth,
right?
Debuting the Mechagodzilla cosplay there.
Yes, whether I have a booth or not, hopefully, well, I'm going to be at SAC Anime no matter what. Right. I hope I'll at least get press passes. Right. And Mechagodzilla is going to be stomping around at SAC Anime.
And hopefully I'll be in the Gundam.
And hopefully you'll be in the Gundam.
Because I still have a lot of things I need to do to fix it. And it's July.
It's July.
So, yeah, that's 2 months.
And guess what happens right after SAC Anime? Stockton Con.
Oh, boy.
Guess who has a booth at Stockton Con? Because I'm happy. Mike's happy with me. Yeah. So I will have a booth at Stockton Con, and that's actually where I first met Mr. Nelson.
Oh, very good.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It was a lot of fun. I had my booth, and right across the hall from me, maybe over one, was C. Andrew Nelson. Actually, I think the guy right across from me was one of the bounty hunters from the first season of Mandalorian that got killed at the very end. Anyway, at this particular con, I also took my TV with me and ran episodes running from my computer with the subtitles turned on. Because if you don't know, most of my videos have captions under them. So I turned on the closed captions so the sound could be off, so I'm not blasting Odin Makes at the con all day. So Mr. Nelson's sitting across the way, and any downtime, he's up watching my show as me building stuff. And of course, I'm looking over going, that's Darth Vader. I mean, it's not the Darth Vader, but that's Darth Vader. And I want to go talk to him. So at the same time, I finally work up the nerve and things get calmed down enough, because I get starstruck by some of these people, to go over and talk to him and say, hey, can we get a picture? He walks over to me and says, hey, Odin, can I get a picture? So, yeah. That was fun.
I love it when people come to you and just randomly and be like, hey, are you Odin?
Right.
No joke. It's my birthday.
Yep.
And we're out eating sushi.
Yep.
And
there's 16 of us at the table here.
Right.
Yeah.
And a guy that works at the sushi restaurant comes up and says, are you Odin?
Are you Odin Makes?
And I couldn't help but just laugh. It was the greatest birthday present. It was awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I actually got recognized at Home Depot the other day from DIY prop shops. Are you Odin from DIY prop shops? Yeah.
Wow.
How's it going?
Cool. Wow.
That happened Monday. Yeah, that just happened Monday.
Oh, somebody's saying, while Purgis Nux says, saying ka is wrong. That's how I've always pronounced it. That's how you would pronounce it, the first syllable of Katoki's name. Yeah, actually, we talked about this a little bit during the pre-stream that we have for the patrons of Odin's Patreon. If you want to get in on some early streams on Sunday, we start it usually at 11:15.
Yeah.
And then we opened it up at 12 to everybody else. So apparently the official pronunciation of Ver Ka is Ver Ka. That's how they pronounce it in Japan. I'd been saying Ver Ka.
For the exact same reason you say.
Right. And I had no idea until maybe last year that it's actually pronounced Ver Ka, which is super unintuitive and weird. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
William Brown says, laugh out loud, huge Star Trek fan, but William says he's hard-pressed to think of props that Odin could make, unless you're into building the ships. Okay, well, I have built a lot of the ships. I built a lot of the ships as model kits. Honestly, I would love to make, original series, right? I'd love to make the original tricorder. I've always kind of wanted to make an original tricorder because it's vacuum-formed ABS plastic and aluminum. I have made the tridimensional chess set. I would love to make Nomad, there's the big gun that Kirk has, the big laser rifle from Where No Man Has Gone Before. These are some of the things I think would be fun to make. And actually, William Shakespeare just recently made that laser rifle. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And Black Sheep Props, who is never in the chat, I don't think. But I don't make a lot of guns because I feel like I get demonetized or restrict demonetized a lot on YouTube. Black Sheep Props does a ton of just guns.
And they don't get demonetized?
I don't know. I haven't asked him directly, but I'm seeing stuff pop up all the time on Reddit. He goes, "Oh, that looks really good. That must be Black Sheep." Yeah, it's Black Sheep.
You should talk to him, and if he doesn't get demonetized, ask him what his tricks are for it. Because if you've noticed, Odin hasn't built a gun for the channel
in a while,
in a long time.
I made the gas gun because it was a gas gun,
and that didn't get demonetized.
That didn't get demonetized, no.
Right.
But the shotgun from Doom did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if I'm going to throw out another YouTuber that some of you may not have heard of, look up Black Sheep Props. Builds everything from foam. Has done a number of life-size Lego foam weapons, but just does all sorts of different things. The Lost in Space gun. All sorts of things. And so, definitely a fun channel. Behind the Scenes Fashions is asking, "Hey Odin, hey Felicia, what was the coolest cosplay that I saw last weekend?" Okay, what was the coolest cosplay that I saw last weekend? Felicia, remember when I told you about Lee had Gonzo and was talking about making Gonzo clothes? Lee came by with Gonzo and said hi. Honestly, it may just be the Red Skull. There's a lot of cosplays went by. I saw Good Rogue. I saw somebody else I was thinking of, I just blanked on. But there was a Red Skull that came by that I originally saw at the last SAC Anime Swap Meet. And he's got the full trench coat with all the emblems and the Red Skull mask, and he's all in the proper attire, and he looked great. And so that might have been the coolest one I saw, but I didn't see I don't feel like I saw a lot of cosplays come through my table, oddly enough, because I was just swamped with people. I talked to a lot of people, but I don't remember any real specific cosplays. And I remember Rogue because that was Cammy Slice came by, and that's what she was dressed up as.
Cool.
But and she was with Psylocke, I think. I'm forgetting. And I know Yachty came by, but I don't remember if Yachty was in cosplay or not. But anyway, people I know. Mel's Creation Station. Ah, yes, indeed, I am Odin. I promise I won't fangirl too much, but I definitely make us some jokes with you.
Jokes are welcome.
Jokes are welcome. Mm-hmm. Mr. Rooster says, "Joe, I couldn't agree more with your shirt, man."
Yeah.
Yeah. Princess Squib, happy Captain America's birthday, Odin and Joe. Thank you, Princess Squib.
Happy Captain America's ass.
Happy Captain from Asgardian's ass. Happy Captain America's ass day.
Yeah,
that almost came out right.
From Asgard's ass to America's ass.
Yeah. Do I mean William Shatner? Well, William Shatner is the one that held the laser gun, but William Shakespeare is another builder here on YouTube that does a lot of props, and he's done a number of Star Trek stuff as well. He recently did a tricorder build, but he did that gun. So the big laser gun, the one that looks like it's got an acrylic tube in the center full of shower rings. Yeah, that one. Aaron J asks if we ever consider a Gears of War COG armor build.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
SKS Props. Hey, let me throw you to everyone else's channel. SKS Props did a full armor build.
Oh, did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, they were a villain, I think. I don't think he did the COG armor. He did something else from Gears of War. But, yeah, very cool. Very cool build. I did do the Lancer for DIY Prop Shop. Mm-hmm. Kristen Hulse says the great Star Trek prop would be the first Federation starship. Yes, it would. I'd be happy to make the Gorn translator, just the thing that sort of looks like a lightsaber, but it's not. Captain Kirk. Mr. Rooster says, "Oh, I thought you said Shakespeare." Yeah, his name's Jake, so he calls himself Shakespeare. Let me bounce around subjects here.
It is a play on words.
It is. He's snarky. That's why I like his channel. It's cheesy. All respect to Jake. It's cheesy, quick built props. Effectively, they're not, but they are. And he is snarky. So it's a great channel. The Real Alpha 2 says, "I presume most people who have gun content would have understanding sponsors." I would too, but it becomes this global Google thing where they just would rather police everybody at once without taking any individuals into consideration, which makes sense because the volume.
When you're dealing with YouTube, you don't really get any say on your sponsors all that much. So
not the ones that YouTube automatically puts on.
And that's where you get most of the money from YouTube. Like that's
Yep.
So having your video demonetized it's bad.
Yeah. Well, demonetize is bad because that's just nothing. Restricted monetize is almost as bad because restricted monetization not only restricts which ads you're going to get that runs with your video, YouTube also doesn't push the video to other people. Mm-hmm. You know how you look at your homepage, your feed, and you get these recommended videos. They never recommend restricted monetized videos because they're not going to get their ad money. So why bother?
Right.
Your video just withers in the vine.
They would rather push something that's fully monetized.
Yeah.
Because it's more profitable. So
better business.
Yep.
Princess Squibb says, "Will I be making any other props from The Mandalorian?"
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Don't have any hardcore plans at the moment because I'm totally obsessed with Loki. But Mandalorian's going to happen. In fact, yet another side quest that's coming up, and I will talk more about it when it's actually done and ready. The lightsaber team. So this is a group of individuals in Stockton, I think, but they're Central California, who use lightsabers as a means of working out, and they do a lot of con conventions and costume and stuff. They in last year started doing Zoom fan films. And so just using Zoom and kind of trying to do it a little bit live and switching back and forth, these Star Wars fan films. Anyway, since I know them through Beyond Geek, Joe Gillis has gotten a hold of me, and we're going to appear as a couple of starfighter pilots. So Joe's ordered orange jumpsuits and things, and so just Red 5 standing by. That's all I'm going to be doing. But I'll be in there as that. And then they want me to come on as a Mandalorian, as some other part of the storyline later. So that's like coming September, one of the easy months to do anything in.
There you go.
So that's coming up. I will try and let you guys know when those videos drop as another weird place to go and see me show up and say Red 5 standing, or whatever my line is. But because that's really all it's going to be. And then apparently that same starfighter appears at the end of the storyline because I guess he doesn't blow up. So I suppose I fared better than Porkins. Yeah.
Yay!
I haven't even read the script and I know I live.
Woohoo!
That should be a lot of fun. And I know Joe's super jazzed about it.
Cool.
So that's fun. Mr. Rooster says, Lizard Woman's egg jar from Mando, and all of a sudden I realized why Princess Squib talked about Mandalorian props. Yes, I am 100% going to build Frog Woman's egg chamber from Mando, because that's absolutely what Princess Squib was trying to hint around about. That was something that Princess Squib has a most excellent frog lady mask that was sculpted by a fellow who does this for a living and is of Steve Wang type of quality and speed. Anyway, she's still, as far as I know, is still waiting on the hands, and I currently have a fish tank and some other parts to start doing the frog lady backpack. And because I keep getting distracted with Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki, it's one of those things that it's kind of fallen out of my head. But I do still see the pops that I've got on the shelf up in my office, and I'm totally going to make the Frog Lady's backpack, even though rebelscum.com, or the Smuggler's Room, that was them, channel had a roundup of everyone else's frog egg backpack build. I'm late to the party. But no, I'll be making that. That's a Mandalorian prop I'm definitely planning on making.
Cool.
And I completely forgot about it from the one person who should be asking me about it, because that's how Odin forgets.
Oops.
Mr. Rooster says, "Gotcha Man." Yeah, I have thought about making a Gotcha Man helmet. In the late '70s, Gotcha Man got translated and re-edited with its own wraparound cartoon that was totally different type of animation and crappy. It was called G-Force. And Gotcha Man has a five team member. They're all dressed up like birds and have like a 70s style motorcycle helmet, but anime version, with a clear visor that makes the bird's beak. So you've got the owl, and you've got the hawk, and you've got the falcon, and you've got the swan, and the duck with the guy who's got Tourette's. And yeah, I remember rewatching the first show. That is of the era of anime where you had the androgynous villain, where you couldn't tell at all. Here's the villain. It's a villain.
Right.
You can't classify him one way or another, which it doesn't matter. But it was really interesting that there's like this period of anime where that was the style for villains.
Right. Yeah.
Mel's Creation Station is trying to contact Felicia. I believe if you're trying to see Felicia's vids, I did still put the link to her channel in the description of this video. So Mel's Creation Station, if you want to see behind the scenes fashions videos, just click away down there. And definitely behind the scenes fashions, let us know if you got a new video dropping tomorrow or next week. Because I know your goal is the first Monday of the month, but we've got a holiday again, so, it's all good. And behind the scenes fashion saying that she has recently made a Star Trek prop. They made a Tribble, but the trouble with Tribbles is somehow I've got 6 more. I remember a couple years ago that Michaels had little just palms, like pom-pom-poms hanging on the shelf. And they were just earth colors and animal colors. Like, they were just Tribbles hanging on keychains at Michaels. Being God 69ify says Skeletor's Ram Skull Staff. Absolutely the one I'm thinking about doing. Blake Hanley, new J-Force's Battle of the Planets. Yeah. Battle of the Planets also came out with where I was living. The local television station put together a commercial that used the Star Wars theme. 6-year-old Odin totally clued in on that as soon as it came on, and I was hooked on the show, even though it had nothing to do with Star Wars, because it played the fanfare, damn it, in the commercial.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shade Wing Night. I keep saying this, Shadow Wing. It's Shade Wing. I'm not wearing my glasses and trying to read. Odin, have you ever watched Stargate? Yeah. Got the movie, saw it in the theaters, and for the longest time paid for Dish Network just so I could watch Stargate and Farscape, because they came on back to back. So yes, I have. And the fact that Stargate did Groundhog Day before Groundhog Day is fun.
I love Groundhog Day stories.
Oh yeah, they're great. Next Generation did one too.
Star Trek Discovery did it too.
Yeah.
And that was good.
Right.
Yeah. Back to Star Trek.
Kelvin, everyone asks, how is Odin, or who is Odin, but why is Odin? Is Odin qualified to ask why is Odin?
I guess you would have to ask your parents.
Yeah, I suppose.
Why is Odin?
Why is Odin? Yeah. Knowing where my birthday is, I got a pretty good idea what my parents did about 9 months before.
Right.
Ralph Morick is currently rewatching Babylon 5.
Cool.
Another good show. Shade Wing says Groundhog episode was so funny. Yeah, it was. Behind the Scenes Fashion says, Yes, I have a video coming out tomorrow with a happy face. So
oh, awesome.
Definitely. So the behind the scenes fashions third video will be coming out tomorrow. I have seen the video. Well, I've seen the project, and it's very cool. It's a fun project. So definitely links in the video. There's links in the description of this video. So please click on it and check out her channel, and you'll get to see not only Jedi poncho builds, but other stuff that Behind the Scenes Fashions puts together. And this is, by the way, Felicia, who's usually standing here every
not this
Sunday.
Guy.
Not this guy. No, this guy doesn't have a channel. He's a slacker.
Right.
He's helping me run my channel.
All I have is an Instagram. An Instagram that, like, is called Next Grade Gunpla, but doesn't have any Gunpla on it.
It will once you put your cosplay on.
Right. Well, I've got the cosplay. But
Oh, that's not Gunpla,
that's
right?
not Gunpla, right? So,
Right.
I've got Gunpla on your channel, though.
Infected.
It was my plan all along.
Felicia, if you're not seeing it in the chat, you're getting lots of support. That's very cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. That white guy says, since you made Soul Edge, I'd love to see you make Soul Calibur. So the Soul Calibur that I remember seeing that goes with this particular, more or less, version of Soul Edge, I did mash up two different into one. It looks like a tuning fork. It's two very thin, almost rapier blades off of. It's kind of like that Covenant weapon from Halo, but not quite.
The double-edged sword.
Yeah. Which is still buildable, but I can't. The only way I could do it is to put a piece of clear plastic between it. Otherwise, just like when I was doing all the tridents, every time you moved it, they would just, and that's all they would do. Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, that problem is enough to keep me from getting excited about building it.
Yeah.
Now,
I understand that.
Man at Arms did it, and they did it for real, and it kicks ass. But,
Yeah.
that's a different channel. I used to work for the same parent company. Mel's Creation Station says, I make shorts on TikTokity. TikTok Kitty. It was like, huge cosplay play. Bleh. Apparently it's lunchtime, and my ability to speak, read, and comprehend is gone.
It is almost 2:00.
Huge cosplay and maker community on there. Ever considered making clips and going on TikTok? If you look, Odin Makes is on TikTok. I just haven't put out any new content in about 2 years. I've got 13 videos, I think, including the Game of Thrones coffee cup. So,
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. A lot of work went into that one.
A lot of work went into that one. Actually, it did. I think I put more edit time into that video. So the actual prop is, it's right up here.
Oh my god. I don't know if you guys can see the dust, but
Yeah. Let's do this. Anyway, what I did was I took everything off this table, so it was just the wood that's underneath it usually, and set up a bunch of candles and let them melt, and set up a propane fire in the corner to get the flame flicker light. And so I tried to set it up like a cheesy Game of Thrones set, kind of like the way we did it for Smosh, and set the coffee cup down and played the Game of Thrones music, and it was great fun.
Oh, there's a smiley face on there.
Oh yeah, somebody drew a smiley face on it.
Yeah.
It was probably Cara last time she was here. Sean Karg says, yes, I am subscribed to Felicia's channel. That's because Sean Karg is awesome. At some point, I'm going to have to learn how to make some costumes for my film projects. Yeah. It's really not that hard, especially when you're doing costumes. If you want to make clothing, right, you need to have it hold up to some pretty close-up scrutiny. You're going to want your seams to look really good because you're going to be walking around in the real world, and people are going to either assume you purchased it or, oh, you make your own clothes, don't you? Costumes for film are so forgiving. Felicia's talked about fixing costumes with a stapler, probably a red swing line stapler, but fixing, costume because you need it to hold up for the shot. You need it to hold up for the production. You're not trying to make a tailored suit. You're trying to make a jumpsuit with a bubble on top and call it a spacesuit, and it works.
So we are nearing the end of the stream.
We are nearing the end of the stream. because it is 2 o'clock.
It is.
So, we built nothing today.
Right, I just fiddled around with this. This was already built, so.
So, typically this is how Odin makes, but this is how Odin talks for 3 hours. Actually, Joe talked a lot, which is really appreciated.
You guys are real sports for listening to me ramble on about Gundam and Gunpla and all that stuff. So
definitely, and it's great to know that there's a lot of Gunpla fans and Gundam fans and Godzilla fans, and original series Star Trek. All of you who tuned in and hung out with us for this afternoon, definitely thank you very much. For those of you who are in the United States, definitely enjoy the remainder of your 4th of July. And I hope every one of you wake up tomorrow morning with the same number of fingers you go to sleep with tonight. Don't carry on that American tradition. Yep. But for everyone else, enjoy your 4th of July or enjoy your 5th of July for you, Trash Panda. And I really appreciate all the comments, all the questions, all the stuff going on. Steven Deitchi's asking what's for lunch today. I'm not sure. Joe brought something, which is really appreciated.
Tuna salad. I made it myself.
Tuna salad that he made himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with
something good.
With apples and celery and
food. And Mills Creation Station says yes, theater and hot type costumes are so much fun. Yeah, they are. They totally are. They're a lot of fun to put together, and they're so forgiving. But back and forth, Sean Karg says, if I ever make it out to Sacramento, I'll take the Odin Makes crew out for lunch.
I'm not gonna
hold you to that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna not take a free lunch.
Yeah, so, I'm totally gonna. Yeah,
I'll totally do
that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would be happy to go out to lunch even if you were taking us out to lunch. So it's not like that has to, but that's awesome.
Are you saying you don't want to eat my tuna salad?
No, I'll totally eat the tuna salad you make. But I just met Sean Karg offering to take us out.
Yeah.
Princess Squib says, time to watch all 3 Captain America movies. Yep. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to the July 4th Rambling live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself. I talked myself to where I talked to myself. Now I talk to you guys too. Until I was incoherent, and it was great fun. So, going to be back next week. Far as I know, Felicia's going to be back next week. And I believe we're going to be working on some small handheld props. But we're going to sign off. Still going to go and paint the Loki prop that we didn't show on the live stream at all. Sorry about that. But Sylvie's sword is going to be this Wednesday's video. Mm-hmm. And it's going to get painted here today. And we're going to get that finished and put together tomorrow as far as the video goes, with the goal of having the video ready for all the Patreon members to be able to see on Tuesday. Hopefully that'll actually happen. That's currently the plan.
Wait, and if you're not a patron for Odin's Patreon, I can't recommend it enough. You get early access to videos. You get to shoot the fireworks with Odin, myself,
shoot the snowboard.
all the other Patreon supporters. Every Friday we've been doing at 11 our time, Pacific Daylight Time. We've been doing an Among Us game.
Yep. So my Patreon members get to kill me every week.
Oh yeah, actually,
push me out of Airlock.
You did a really good job this last week.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Odin's getting better at this game. So we would love to have you.
Yeah, we'd totally love to have you. We're talking about setting up a Bedrock Minecraft server for other games to play.
Also, you get access to certain things like STLs to the. Right. To the TVA baton that Odin made last week. You can purchase that on Etsy,
right.
But if you're already a patron, you just get that.
You get it for free.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it. You're already paying to support the channel.
Right.
And it really, really does support the channel.
It really does.
So
now let the PBS come out. So thank you. Your dollars really do keep the lights on. And in a way they do. I'm in a shop. I rent space to do Odin Makes, and the Patreon pays for that space, pays for a lot of the materials that I use, and just thank you guys so much. Seriously, Odin Makes could not be the show that it currently is without your support. It absolutely couldn't happen. And so, to all my Patreons, thank you very much for supporting my channel directly and as you do. And for everyone else who's just subscribed and watches the channel, that in itself also supports me and supports the channel. And so thank you to everyone else who actually tuned in today to watch, because that simple act also really helps out a lot. But, if you want to join directly,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
awesome sauce.
We'd love to see you up on the Discord. So
We'll let see the Discord.
Yeah.
I'd love to see your name scroll by at the end of the videos.
Yep.
Just got another one that popped in last night, and now I'm not Ollie. I don't remember Ollie's name, but they'll be appearing in this Wednesday's video. So
Cool. Very good.
Yep.
So
their name anyway.
right.
So anyway, to all of you, thank you so very much. It's 2:00. As normal, it takes me about 10 minutes to say goodbye. I'm actually ignoring the content, the comments, because if I interact, we'll be here for another 10 minutes, and I've got tuna salad to eat. But you guys will see me on Wednesday. All you patrons will see me on Friday and in the next Among Us game. And I'll be right back here at this exact same time next week. That's going to be noon for the public stream, 11:15 for the patron-only stream, live streaming with Felicia, making whatever it is we make. And thank you all so very much for tuning in. I know there's going to be lots of different ways that you can kill an afternoon, but this is how Odin makes, with an awful lot of help from Joe.